farmers market that we used to do.
Aw, Dolly.
And it's like
Got no fun. Kind of why I get a little sad when I go to Aldi or Winco, because they're kind of like that too, where they'll do local buys, and sometimes they never come back, and sometimes they come back 2 years later, or you might be looking at a giant like stack of it. You're like, oh, I'll be here next week. I'll make my decision. Then you come back, oh god, wiped out.
Oh, like
That's someone
like
who works in retail.
The one salsa that I have actually always really, really loved was Tostito had a garlic salsa, and it was amazing. And then about a year ago, they stopped making it.
I know. It makes you sad.
Do I look smarter with my glasses?
Take them off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Put them on.
Oh,
There you go.
oh yeah.
More
Yeah.
refined.
Oh yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Way smarter. Like before, without them, you look like a dumbass. Now you look like a smartass.
Yeah, excellent. That's what I'm going for.
Going for the smartest. So we should call you Jason. Okay.
Is that loud enough for you?
Okay.
I'm not talking to you anymore. You're a nutter. It's straight up nutter. Nutter, nutter,
Yeah,
nutter,
yeah, I'll break.
nutter.
Okay.
Bing! OMG, here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Oh, Candela Obscura tonight, folks. As we continue our summer break, because our resident baby boomer is busy touring his hobby. So
It's a shared hobby. He's more
yeah,
into
but
it.
we're not boomers. So fuck him. Just saying.
So it's a shared hobby. He's just doing it better.
He's just more relevant than we are. That's all. Don't give him more than he deserves.
He's enjoying his retirement well.
Give him more than he deserves. You don't deserve it. Period.
No, I got
So hey everybody, we're here to do another Candela Obscura assignment. Technically don't even know if we call them campaigns or even one-shots. They just are these kind of really cool assignments. And the circle now has 4 points. We discussed during our time off or in between sessions what I need to work on. I have a better understanding now of the descriptive nature of actions and what they relate to. I should have been using more of the control action during the shooting aspects. Were you using control for that? I don't remember.
Yeah.
So, okay.
It does say shoot right there.
Yeah, it does.
Did you want to have one of those papers with
No,
you?
I've
again?
got the digital one up now.
Okay.
And I was using strike because I was just punching. And not
Yeah, you were doing a lot of meathead work.
I want a
You're,
gun.
you're the muscle.
Yes.
I want a gun.
In our last assignment, we got together the circle for the first time, was formed for the first time. The lighthouse leader that goes by the name of Mr. Brockmeyer had brought you into the estate
Montgomery.
of a individual that used to be a lightkeeper. And it seemed that she had some kind of pact with the charm that she would wear that was allowing her to live longer than a normal life. However, somehow the one of the maids that was involved had invited a niece and nephew to stay with her. The nephew, thinking that a great wealth was being hidden in her bedroom chamber, had absconded with a crystal ball, an orb. The charm was also found in the possession of. You remember who had it?
Yeah, it was the maid who had it. She had it in her apron.
Oh, yeah,
That's right.
That's
The
what
maid
turned her
had
into a
stolen
crazy
it,
thing.
and the magic of the charm and the way she had stolen the charm had affected her, as the magic had caused a bleed of her brain and then she became infected with some kind of nefarious-looking creature that you guys had to deal with. It was dealt with. Brockmeyer took the niece and nephew into custody.
Denise and the nephew.
Denise and the nephew.
No, it was Thomas and Sandra.
Yeah,
I wrote those names down.
I did too. Denise and the nephew.
But the team had
Yes.
recovered the device while also discovering a potential location of a source. What do we call wherever a magical source was located? It was
A thinning.
a thinning. A possible thinning, as it seems that the Lightkeeper was a secretly operating seer, or a person who was mastering seance, which in Newfaire is a particularly nefarious thing to do if you're unlicensed.
Was she unlicensed?
Oh,
We don't know that yet.
Well, nobody knew she
Probably
had
since
those
nobody knew
seances.
she
Yeah.
was. And she was supposed to be the Lightkeeper. She's supposed to be the good guy.
But she also lived for
are all
over 100
Lightkeepers
years.
supposed to be good?
Yes.
Is that written down somewhere? Did I miss that?
It's because they're light keepers. They're not dark keepers.
Light used to live in a binary world.
Oh man.
Oh man, your mochi
I don't know.
mochified.
Yes, it has started to liquefy in the middle.
Yay. If you
Have you
want to
ever
put
tried one of those deep fried before?
Yeah.
Talk about a fucking widowmaker.
I'm wondering if we should put it in the freezer for a little bit. Or do you think it's fine?
Oh, she doesn't care. Sweet
Okay.
is sweet for her.
Okay.
I mean, you coat a a dead animal in sugar, she'll eat it.
I mean,
In fact, she would. She calls that's what you get
That's
at
what they
sugar
call
chicken.
it.
eat a ham,
Sugar chicken.
brown sugar bacon.
I prefer my dead animal to be savory rather than sweet.
How dare
I
you?
just like dead animals.
Then you would not like my turkey.
I'm
Why is
sorry.
your turkey dry and alive?
No, I make a maple brown sugar sage basted turkey.
I'm not to say that I can't enjoy that food. It's just like when when choosing a preference,
Mhm.
I choose savory. But that doesn't mean I can't enjoy a sweet meat.
It almost comes out sweet enough that it's almost like a
Oh! It's like a jelly donut.
Oh no, indeed!
it's swooshed.
I'm not gonna lick it out of there.
Just go under the table. Nobody will see it happen.
You got a straw in your
It's like all you can see is like the back of her head and part of her back, and you hear sucking it out of the tray. And you're talking to a woman that, like, if it's something really good, she picks up the plate. She starts face licking the plate.
Come on, who hasn't done that? Oh, I have. I mean, I have done that.
Yeah.
I have it.
I have.
Yeah.
I have.
I think it is a very normal reaction.
When it's so good.
There's a lot of stuff that Jason cooks that I like to plate.
Yeah.
I'm just more civilized. I take the biscuit and mop it out.
Sometimes you're out of biscuit though.
Now, did you guys sort out who's getting what for
No,
the
we
resources?
haven't really talked about who we're doing for the Stitch retreat.
I don't think I should take any since I'm only down 3 drives and I'm only got 1 brain
Resources
damage.
for the circle. For anyone who has either wants to recover drive
Yeah. Well,
or
Because I've already lost 2 body marks. So
Yeah,
I need
you've
to-
lost 2 and she's lost 3, both body and bleed. So.
now how does the Stitch work? Because it's not on this page. How does the Stitch work? Is
what do you mean it's not on that page?
Does it heal one of the marks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was on there.
No,
isn't
it just says in each of the following resources, fill in the top and bottom section equal to, blah, blah, blah. Between assignments, each player may spend up to 2 resources of their choosing. When resources are used, only erase the top section. But it
So
doesn't
what are the
say
3 resource pools?
stitch, refresh, and train. So I'm guessing refresh is for drive.
Correct.
Train is for
Train is for when we get the new expanded
Okay.
skills because we're still using the quick
train.
start.
Train we can't use yet.
Yeah.
And then stitch. How exactly does the stitch work?
A stitch can I think a stitch can either be. Let me see what it says.
Do you get all up to full? Do you get 1? Do you
I
get
think
2?
it's a 1-for-1. Let
Okay.
me double check.
Because that seems a little low.
Stitch to heal all of one player's marks.
Okay, so it's all of one player.
That would make more
That
sense
I actually
because
like.
if you think about the
Yeah.
amount of time the assignments have to be completed before the Illuminati circle can refresh, it kind of makes sense.
Okay.
So 1 stitch repairs all your body marks, all of one player's marks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that includes bleed and body.
What happens when you get more than 3 marks?
When you get 3 body or
You get a
3
scar.
bleed,
You go unconscious for that.
go unconscious immediately at that moment, and then you gain a scar.
Okay.
When you gain 3 scars, you die.
Gotcha.
How do you get rid of scars?
Scars you cannot get rid of. They are permanent, and you're encouraged to define how that affects your character.
And you move a source thing to another place. Like if you got
So
a
let's-
brain damage or
So let's say while you're driving a car chasing after somebody, and you rolled really poorly, and you got your 3rd body mark after slamming into another vehicle, you go unconscious, and that scar would prompt you to believe that maybe you should worry less about sway and a little bit more about control. So you could prompt yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to get better at control. So you swap your sway with control because maybe your sway has a higher, dice pool than your control does. That's one thing you can do. Or you can give yourself a permanent fear. You can weaken yourself. Maybe you could say that part of your hand was amputated in the accident. And that's your scar. Therefore, you have challenges with that hand. So it's really designed to give you an opportunity to create a foible or a weakness of your character because you've accumulated a scar. In theory, if you've already got 2 scars and you already have 2 body or 2 bleed, 1 more body, 1 more bleed, 3rd scar, and then you describe your death.
Okay, so my question is, it's got room for 3 scars.
Correct.
Yes.
Why wouldn't it be the 3rd
After
scar
your
you're
3rd
dead?
scar, well, that's what I meant. After your 3rd scar, you're dead.
Okay.
So you
after
get your 3rd scar.
and then the
Once
next
you get that next scar, you're
one.
done
Okay.
for you.
Because I'm
Sorry.
like, if it was the 3rd scar,
Yeah, I know.
you're
Why
dead,
bother putting it down?
Why bother putting it
No,
down?
good point.
Okay. Makes more sense. I'm like, yeah, my character's dead. I'm gonna write down this.
So
thing.
technically,
this one's really close to a scar, and that scares me.
you could give both Mechanica and Giggity 2 resource points from Stitch,
Right.
and they would get all their bleed and body removed.
Mechanica and Giggity.
Giggity.
There's no D.
I like it was like a 7-foot tall apocalyptic robe wearing helper. I'm imagining your Andre the Giant from Princess Bride when he wears the apocalypse cloak.
To those who wet.
Not wet, pirate whoppers. It's here for your soul.
I had to watch that scene like 20 times to understand what he was saying, and then I was like, oh, I could just turn on the subtitles. So I went and turned on the subtitles. They didn't know either. Absolutely hysterical.
I am the wet pirate whoppers, and I have come for your soul.
You couldn't hear what he was saying?
Yeah.
Really?
Sometimes, because the way that the Andre would kind of deepen
Oh, yeah.
his voice. What was it?
I mean, it sounded like he was speaking from the bottom of like a giant crate. Just
This deep throated voice that was just, yeah, you are the brute squad.
you just couldn't understand what he was saying.
I can't hear what people are saying in songs, but I was able to hear that.
You're so weird.
I have to put on the lyrics just so I can learn songs. Or else I'm singing songs with the wrong lyrics.
How dare you?
uh,
How dare you? I want to get to a certain section. So, circle resources are organized. You guys have been given a
You took all
residence.
Marks off?
Yes.
Okay. You took all your
There
marks off?
is a district in Newfaire called the Cycle. It is a middle class district where it offers the working class opportunities to rise within the kind of social dynamic of Newfaire. Brockmire has given you one of the many dozen or so houses that the Lightkeepers keep available to the different circles that operate both within Newfaire and some of the broader areas outside of Newfaire.
Yes, we got a house.
I have a house. Thank you.
So do I. I
This
have an
is-
estate. Thank you very much.
I have a 10.
But you're an explorer. You're just always looking out of the tent.
My family is quite wealthy, and we have plenty of resources. It is
What
quite.
does that have to do with living in the tent?
The address of the house is
Well, I have
44
enough wealth,
Greenboro
but, you know, I still
in the
live
site.
tent. I don't have to spend my money
44
on a house.
Greenboro in the site.
44 Greenboro.
So I need something to write on.
It is a two-story Victorian structure that is tapped into Newfaire's burgeoning steam and electrical powered system that's been ever expanding. Ever since a group,
Is this our address?
44 Greenboro, within the cycle.
Sidle is an SIDAL.
SIDLE. Cycle.
And barrel is in like a rain barrel.
What?
Green barrel is in
Burrow.
burrow.
I think
Greenboro.
it's BOURGH.
Correct. 44
Sorry.
Greenboro, Sidle District of Newfaire. It's a two-story structure that has both sleeping accommodations, a library, a study, a writing room, a kitchen, dining room, a common place to kind of accept guests and to meet and speak. There is a basement as well, and that's where a lot of your clandestine meetings can be held. The basement is protected by a device that supposedly prevents either thinnings from happening or allowing those individuals called magicians from being able to spy on things that you might do. People who have a natural affinity with the flare and an ability to almost like be interconnected with the thinning or carry devices that might be connected with the thinnings or the flare directly, and therefore they've begun to master and manipulate magic. There are members of different circles that have this ability, and they are often referred to as magicians. Sometimes the cultists can kind of do similar things, but most of the time they do their best in the study of occult-like activity. It is Wednesday morning. It's been a day since you've rested in your previous assignment. And as you guys all sit at the table discussing previous assignments activities, you hear a knock at the front door.
We have staff yet.
Do
I
not-
got it.
Good, Gigi. You are learning.
Go get it.
Watch Giggity gets up
I
from the
was just
table,
about to say.
heads over, door opens. Oh my! Sorry. My name's Stanley. The Eons sent me. Special delivery. And he packs like this big leather bag that he's carrying underneath his arm.
Well, I've learned one thing: not to touch the bag. Going in, bring it in.
Oh, thank you very much. He's dressed in all kind of like gray tweed apparel with glasses. He's kind of got pale blue eyes and middle-aged gentleman. Stanley kind of comes in and goes, "Oh, I didn't mean to bother your breakfast. Brockmire contacted me, said that he was very impressed with your last assignment, and I was to outfit you with some devices to help you in future assignments. I have brought 3 things that the Eons are allowing us to use.
I thought it's up to 3 for each person.
What are you saying? Sorry.
So we gotta fight amongst each other.
Dealer's,
Do we
dealer's
get
choice. DM's choice.
Nah.
He's choosing not to. Alright, what are the 3
Remember,
items?
it allows you to possess up to 3 things. I'm going to have to give them to you.
So during each assignment, choose up to 3.
Choose up to 3. Right now, the Eon technician is delivering 3 things.
For the whole circle.
So sorry, Mr. Brockmeyer said that based on your previous assignments and notes that he had gathered, perhaps this, and he pulls out a flat metallic box with dials. And it has these kind of diodes that stick out of the top, and there's this heavy battery pack that kind of sits behind it. There's a handle for it, and he sets it on the table. Now, we've mostly had success with testing this, but we're not always sure if it works. But so far, this will allow you to detect bleed. It won't detect thinnings. That part we haven't worked out yet. But if you experience a moment where perhaps there's been a tear and a incursion from the flare, and that has already ill affected something, this device should be allowed to help you discern if that's the case. Use it patiently, be wise with it. The battery pack is only good for 4 uses per day before you have to recharge it. You guys are in possession of a bleed detector. Might understand that there was a shootout in the previous situation.
Yes.
Pistol, then, for those that choose to want it. This one's very nice. It is a dual clip system that allows you to shoot up to 14 rounds. It's very accurate. It is also a overcharge on the base of the pistol, so that if someone else were to grab it, you can flip a switch, and as they grab it, it'll burn their hands with a shock, and they'll be unable to do it without knowing that switch needs to be turned off. Now, last but not least,
How many shots did the weapon have? Sorry.
14. And a box of 48 rounds of ammunition for you. Now, these are registered items with the greater Principality of Newfaire, so please, if you lose it or it gets stolen, you must notify me immediately, as I must then pay the fine. So if you do not lose it.
Okay.
Collectively, your
Don't lose the
circle,
gun or we have a fine.
collectively, your circle has been given a bank account. Here are your transaction IDs for each one of you. You are each in possession of 500 Newfaire dollars. Each, correct. These are your monthly expenditures, if you so choose to need things like meals, transportation, or other basic commodities and necessities while you're out doing whatever it is that you folks do. And then third and finally, I have a medical kit here, good for 2 uses. It can recover a single bleed or a single body in a single use, and it is good enough for 2 uses. Here you go. We have some very excellently crafted hypodermic needles and sprays and other things that will allow you to help keep yourself tip-top shape while you're out on your assignments.
There's 1 body and 1
And or.
One bleed and 1 body.
1 bleed and 1 body.
Has 2 uses.
2 uses, correct. Well, I have also been instructed to let you know that Mr. Brockmeyer will be by this afternoon. He has a very particular request of you. Well, is there anything you need from me at all?
Grab the money like a poor
What's his
person's
name?
never seen money before.
It's not money.
It's actually just a
ATM.
card.
Oh.
It's a plastic card that you
It's plastic.
use at, well, anyways. Perhaps someone should cover the expenditures of Lurch on their own. Anyway,
What was your name?
Stanley. Stanley Montague. Stanley Tucci. I don't know who that is. Sounds amazing, though.
Very amazing.
So tell me, Stanley,
Yes.
how does Mr. Montague get on?
As far as I know, he seems quite fine. He's settled into the new lightkeeper role ever since
Yesterday?
her passing. We continue to study a couple of the objects that you and your friends retrieved. The eons, as well as the OUP, will have some reports for us as soon as they are concluding of their investigations before we give them over to the Pharaoh's Vault, as well as the. Well, it's not that important.
If it is all right, I'd like to see those reports when you are finished.
I will
I
give
do
you
like
your
my
summaries
reading.
as soon as they are done, of course.
Many thank you, Stanley.
Yes. Well, I am your direct contact through the eons. So if you require or notice of anything that we can give you and benefit in the future, just drop a letter in the post and let me know. No verbal communication outside of this house.
So, where shall we?
Bleed containment file.
Very well, I shall put in a request for that.
Also, I would love to know how exactly we contact you after this, if we are not to address you personally.
You have a phone in your study. Dial 999. That will activate the phone directly to me.
Of course. So, is there any way to contact you outside if there is an emergency?
There
We
is
are-
not. Unfortunately, the clandestine organization that I work with, we are very restricted in how we're allowed to communicate. We can either communicate with you within a sanctioned Lightkeeper's residence, which you currently here in 44 Scarborough, or you can communicate with us via the phone, or if I contact you directly.
Is it a secure line?
It is only
It
this-
is the only secure line that exists in Newfaire.
That is why there is no public communication.
That is correct.
Of course.
And who are we speaking with when we call?
Me.
Directly?
It's always me. I am your assigned district caretaker. I'm responsible for your equipment. I'm responsible to make sure that you're properly funded for your excursions. And from time to time, remind you of the need of both secrecy and subtlety. Remember, what you do in public is not always taken with a grain of the understanding of the Lightkeeper. While we understand the purpose of our organizations, 99% of the population of Newfaire, they work their work, they eat their food, they paint their houses, they work on their cars, and they live a normal life as far as they're concerned.
Simpletons, all of them.
Like ants?
Well, I would argue an ant has a much better opportunity than the average human, but very well.
At least the aunt has an excuse
I
to be
believe
magnified.
I've taken that down in my journal. Anything else that you might be interested in?
Or as a bleed containment file.
Lead containment file, of course. He writes down in his journal and
Uh,
folds up a piece of paper.
One note for mine, because I was halfway through the
Does
thought
it
and I didn't finish it. I was writing direct contact through the what?
Phone.
No. He was like part of
He
something.
is our assigned
Liaison.
district caretaker.
I got that. It was something else. It was another term. I think it started with a D, but maybe not.
Oh, the OUP?
Is it, maybe I don't know. He's our. It sounded like maybe the vault or something.
I mentioned the Pharaohs.
Maybe it's the Pharaohs. He said our direct contact through the something, and I'm like, I didn't finish writing it down because my brain went out of their places. Pharaoh.
Well, I shall take my leave. Good morning. And Stanley gets up and hear the door.
Do I have another assignment? He didn't say.
He said Monkey is coming by to bring us assignment later.
Ah, of course. So I was.
Not what he said at all, but that's what you heard.
You enjoy calling him monkey.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Is there anything you guys would like to do for the morning? The newspapers have been delivered. You have the library and study upstairs. You do have access to most of the organized information around. Let's see, where is it? Yes, it's That's that. I know that's that.
Oh, do we have a laboratory?
You have a study and a library. You don't have a technical lab. That you do not have.
Unfortunate. No experiments for me yet?
Well, I mean, you could do your experiments in.
The face.
No,
Study
did
or the
we
library.
keep the
I have the crystal ball.
She
crystal
has
ball?
the crystal ball.
What kind of
Yeah, because you only returned the charm, correct?
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
going to give
They
him a
didn't
crystal ball,
want
but
the
they
crystal
didn't.
ball.
what kind of experiments do you want to do?
I don't know. That's what's in part six.
I would like to
I'm-
investigate the ball a little bit more because there might be a charm upon it.
Good place to.
So while in the
Oh, the chapter
Lillian's
house
house?
archives is what makes up the summary of your information within the library. All of common Newfaire history, including lore history, including the collective histories of the last Great War, some histories on Old Fair, as well as the summary reports of all the active and deactivated circles.
Well, I think a good use of our time would actually be to check our library, see what information we might find on crystal balls in general.
I don't like reading. I'm gonna go look in my room.
Upon the young
I love
Lillian,
it.
see what information that might be about her in those texts. But how is it no one knew that she was running a seance?
I think
Because she didn't want them to know.
Research,
well, she
seances,
was over 100 years old.
Okay.
There is a good
So you head up
chance
to-
that
up
there
to the
are
library
people
to
who
research
did know,
seances.
and perhaps they've gone missing because of it.
Well,
If she
maybe
is,
she's been doing it long enough that she was doing it before it was illegal.
we should be. Oh, yeah, I think we should do a little research. Maybe a little bit
Okay.
about the lady in general.
Just
some of
thinking
the
about
crystal.
research hurts my head. I'm going to my room. I'm gonna go pick one.
Leave the ball behind you.
But it's
Give me
shiny.
a focus as you settle into the library and start researching anything related to
Well.
seances and its activity.
4.
4. The information is sporadic. What you find is the general agreements of the principality, the organization that caters to Newfaire's organization, governance, and to a certain degree what they are allowed to license for people to do. Seances and seers were outlawed after the Great War, at which point, if you wanted to
When?
become a seer,
When was the great one?
well, he's doing the
Sorry.
research.
I thought we were going to research as well. You're in
Yes,
your room.
Well, you were arguing over at the breakfast table. He just walked upstairs and started doing the research. So
Gigi, let's go. Time to research.
I know. I was gonna say it's all like because it's why I heard experiment and I went, no, I'm gonna go with him.
Research is
The-
probably a better idea.
about 100 years ago, seances were allowed to operate again. There was a report submitted by an individual that goes by the name of Mathers, who had convinced both the principality and some of the greater lighthouse keepers that there was no proof that thinnings occurred in seance conditions. For the most part, it's considered a form of fortune telling, and therefore was considered not to be overly important. Reading about this triggers a flashback for you back in the room, the seance room. And remembering that person decaying on the bed and seeing her phantasmic form kind of like trapped before crossing over into something. You've got a splitting headache now, and you find it very difficult to read.
To leave?
Read.
Oh, to read.
Like something.
You guys come into the library and see Nero sitting at a table, squinting and rubbing his eyes as he's got books open out on the table.
Good work on your. I see you've gotten ahead of us. I am ashamed of myself for not cleaning up your vessel. Tell me where you left off, and I will do so.
And I brought the seance crystal ball with
Right.
me.
I gave her the crystal ball.
Okay, so you have it up in the library as well. Okay. Are you guys going to study that as well? Or because you can see that Nero's already focused on studying information about seances and the overall idea of that, of how they're allowed, how they were outlawed, just kind of the general history of seances.
If I recall correctly, she's going to look up the lady. I'm going to look up the crystal ball.
And who are you're looking up?
The lady.
Lily.
Lilith?
Lilith.
Okay.
Lillian.
Lillian? Okay.
Is this focus because it's analyzing?
Correct.
Yes.
So both of you to make focus rolls, please. Now, because you're there with them, you could give them advantage if you choose to, but it would cost you drive.
That's 5.
No,
5? Okay.
5 and a 6. And
That would be 6.
actually, because that's even on my bonus.
Yeah, and you're gilded, so
So bring back.
Oh, you
So I get to bring back my drive,
yep.
That's what I
just
was
one
hoping
point,
for.
right?
Just one.
which is all I needed to get rid of the one drive I had.
I need
Nice.
I need 2
So that's
more.
a very good success. You had a mixed success. You're studying the crystal ball. You're studying Lily.
And she's up there too, by the way.
I wanted to look up artifacts like the crystal, whatever. Found something similar.
Give me focus.
That's what I looked for in a mullet.
Did you roll?
I rolled a 6 on my thingy on the
The gilded?
Gilded. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Did you get a drive back?
I didn't use a drive. It was one of my.
Yeah,
So you don't have
were
any
you-
missing drive?
Were you down any drive?
I'm missing 2 drive. I'm the only one who didn't roll well. I rolled 2. It was unfortunate.
I didn't roll. And
Well,
Do I get a
that is
bonus
because
drive
you are
because of
practicing
that?
punching your pillow. I'm sorry.
I am
Wait, wait,
fluffing my
that's-
pillow
so
and getting ready to
if you
take
don't
a
use one, but you get one, can't you get another one?
No, it's only in that that section. So if you don't have any in these, there's no way to give it back unless it's to him.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only pertinent to the drive of your action. So if your action is focus and you're not missing any drive, but you're missing drive up in nerve, it doesn't recover that drive. It only recovers the drive of your associated actions.
Yeah, the smarter move would have probably been to put fill in a diamond in the section that I don't have anything in.
So you find 3 volumes about Lillian. As you read the 3 volumes, they span a life's work of about 142 years. So that kind of confirms your notion that she did live longer than the average person. Most of the pictures and portraits of her are the same. Like, no matter how the time span you look at, she looks the same. Like, there's no nuance to her physical appearance. But in every portrait, she's got that necklace on. You definitely make that connection with her. She also is a sitting chair of a museum called the Museum of Oddities and Curiosities. Was a sitting member of the Museum of Oddities and Curiosities. She was also the sponsor of a collector trying to bring in, I didn't have my notes up on it, sorry. I don't know what I was doing. A individual that goes by the name of Antoine Caligo. Evidently, he is supposed to be bringing in a rare item, some would even call it a relic, for study at the museum.
Cool.
That's what you discover at that point, Mechanica. You had a 6 as well.
And then there was the other thing. It's like, would it work with because it says, ask the GM questions about the sources of bleed. Should you take one or more bleed marks and you gain additional information about the phenomenon that had harmed you? So, like,
Yeah, I mean, because you were harmed by it.
twice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And what specific things harmed you again? Do you remember?
It was the maid when she had the necklace and she tricked
That's
me.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. With that 6, you get the notion that what you encountered was a corrupted form of the bleed. Usually, and based on the writings and readings that you focus on, it's detail related to the flare and incursions and thinning, all the sources of magic. Bleed is something that tends to be a measure of corruption of an item, a person, or even a place, depending on how.
Person, place, or thing.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
He said noun.
depending on how the magic is utilized or reflective in that at that point that it's being used. But you definitely get the feeling that what occurred with you was corruption, which is a much more nefarious version of bleed. It's a much more rare version of bleed. Tends to be attached to creatures that traverse through incursions. And anything specifically you're trying to find.
I wanted to find more about the crystal ball in general.
The ball itself.
The ball itself, yeah.
You got a 5?
I did. It's also 5.
I would say you find numerous entries about how fortune telling and seeing is a hoax, and that usually the ball is the device that they use as a way to manipulate people. It gives off fake light or fake sounds. It can be manipulated from underneath the table to give the effect that somehow something is actually happening. Once again, you kind of think back to the seance room and remembering everything that had happened in the previous assignment. You immediately begin to get a splitting headache and find yourself incapable of focusing anymore for the remainder of the day.
At all? No focus. With a success?
5 isn't a success, it's a mixed success. If you read the detail of a mixed success, you gain some knowledge, but you also at the cost of harm.
Cost.
At a cost. 6s are key in this game. That's why the dice pool mechanics become so important. And drive becomes very important.
And we noticed this
That was
about both
4
of
was the
them.
one that did the harm.
Yeah, but to you, to the
Well,
to you and
4
Giggity,
and
it
5
just
are
feels
mixed
like
success.
they are
And the
just
6 is
distracted
a
by their
success,
study.
and anything below that is a failure. And the 1 is a critical failure.
Yeah, 1 is really bad. But you can have multiple 6s. So if you do roll multiple 6s, that's called an extreme success. Not only do you learn everything that you've asked, but you may learn even more at the same time within the outcome.
Eugene, my head is sore. Rub it for me.
So in your
Too much
room,
thinking.
such a nerd. I love it. In your room, Alexandra, anything you want to work on? Study?
Is this morning? So we just woke up.
I mean, you had breakfast. You had the visit from the Eon. You got your equipment delivered to you. It's like mid-morning-ish. You know, you've had breakfast. Everyone else is in the library and the study, kind of working on things, and you're currently in your room.
We just get given the house, or were we given the house last night?
You were given the house last night, or the previous day.
So we'd already slept in.
Correct.
Okay. So I'm like, I'm gonna search the room. But I would have already done that. So
Give me a survey. See if you pick up on anything.
I get 2 dice. 4.
4. Nothing sticks out other than it's kind of simplistic design and decoration. It's unfortunately it's designed for people to use once you're gone. It just has that kind of bed and breakfast feel without the kind of fancy of the breakfast. And you can imagine that many people have cycled through here.
I'm gonna unpack.
Okay. Mid-morning turns to early afternoon. You guys hear a knock on the door downstairs.
Do I hear?
You guys go. It's pretty loud.
What is the racket? It's giving me a headache. Oh,
I go open up. I can go open the door again.
Okay. Giggity gets to the door. Oh, hello, Giggity. It's Brockmire. I have news for you and your friends. Could we gather everybody in one of the rooms, in one of the chambers, please? Maybe down in the basement, where it's a little bit more safe, a little more secure.
Where it's darker and there's not so much light.
You two look positively abysmal. Here, take one of these.
See,
He
this is
hands you
why
a small pill bottle.
this is why I don't read.
The
You
reading
have-
is
You
there.
have on many occasions have exhibited the fact that you don't read. I find that fascinating that you're still here. Anyways,
I take
please,
the pill, drink my tea.
you get your focus back.
Oh, sweet.
Yep, get your focus back as well. As you descend down into the basement, it is windowless. Click on one of the few electric lights that exist in this particular block. Basement's
That's just the way they
lit
want.
up with oversized chairs and a small serving tray of drinks that always seems to be there,
Where
regardless
did this
of.
come from?
Yeah, exactly.
One random stool.
Can I make all of you something to drink? You watch as Brockmeyer walks over, pours himself a scotch.
As long as you get rid of that bloody lights,
I can't turn on the light. We'd be sitting here in the dark. That's
which is
just
completely
crazy.
very fine. I'm
You
okay
don't
with
look like
it.
mushrooms, and I don't have any shit. So, anyways,
I love
drinks.
to drink.
We
Drinks all around for everyone except for Lurch. That giggity, giggity. Would you like a drink?
no, thank you.
Okay.
Giggy is good for your health. Keep you motivated. Drink something.
Yes.
Turns
you
on the
look-
light on and off.
Hi, Giggy. I will tell your father, and he will be very upset with you.
Continues the lights roll.
Nothing is starting to give me a headache.
Eat a
This-
cookie, Giggy.
This
You'll
is
be happy.
fun. Anyways, have you guys named your circle?
No, I don't believe we have.
Well, you may want to think into that because we would require that in your summary reports. I've been given to understand that Mr. Stanley is expected to submit summary reports back to you. Without the name of your circle, it's hard to get those reports registered and things like that. So, while it's not mandatory now, I would request that you at least get one to make it easier to get these reports out to you.
I nominate we call ourselves the jerks.
In hopes that you'll be called the Circle Jerks.
Really? Do you just want to get us off?
Oh, the company we keep.
All right. So our names are Nero,
You're Giggy.
Giggity.
Laura.
Is
Laura.
it Giggity or Giggy?
Giggy.
Giggy.
Giggy Wicket.
G-I-G-G.
Why?
If we could change your name to Alexandra, it could be no.
Mechanica?
Laura.
Lorelai.
Laura Mechanica. Dr. Lady. Lady. Lady Elizabeth Von Mason.
I love the look of you.
We just called her Lizzie.
Lizzie?
Lizzie. She's a lazy
Just remember, we're staying in the same room. Alright.
Switches the light again.
There we go.
Well, I have an unusual situation. I'm hoping you would be willing to take off. A little bit more close to home. As you know, the however was still Lady President was working on identifying some objects. No evidence that they didn't check in as well as you're not seeing no high. Standing. Item that we function posing whether we were going through her personal studies. She seemed to have been operating a clandestine artifacts.
Sounds like you
What about the lady from Post?
Master Caligo is known as a great art collector. His family is very much generational. They do not live in Newfaire, they're outside of this. Sorry, from Greenwood. Other than that, you don't have a lot of exposure. However, the documentation I'm over for several years. I believe she saw him some 4 days. Prior to her passing. Investigation there.
What about gone to me as well. Hey, you see
Making progress. Check. Living there is every sign of the checkered seasons, but no notifications that she trapped. For all intents and purposes.
So what information you have on objects themselves?
Go up to the library. Top two shelves that are over unsigned before
It's obvious probably going to need walking around in where she is with back like next time you're
I'm more than welcome to the state if you choose to. These are the big glass to the table. I've gained you the ability to enter it if you choose to.
About the museum,
Yes.
is it open to the public?
Currently, it is closed with the intent of getting ready for a big expose and presentation of artworks that are to be on display. It will reopen to the public in 3 days.
Can you gain us access to it?
Give me sway, please.
3.
3? I unfortunately do not have any direct contacts there. You'll have to solve that one on your own.
We have been given quite a few things that will be helpful for this, of course. But if there is an object that is responsible for making a person go missing, I would like to hope there is something that we can contain it with. Is there something you might have?
I will make inquiries to the Eons. Give me a sway. See if he can be persuaded to give you any information.
Well, it rolled into there and it's a 4.
4. The Aeons are capable individuals. Their technology is quite unique. I have heard of such a container, usually reserved for the most dangerous and powerful relics that get discovered. I shall make inquiries.
If we come across it, we will try not to touch it and go missing ourselves.
Sometimes The likelihood of a relic causing someone to go missing is extreme. We have no written case of that. Do we have cases of people that were on exposition or an active response to requests that we've made and they've not reported back in? Of course. But for the most part, we are unaware of an object that causes that to happen.
First time for everything.
That would be extremely unfortunate. Of course. So, seek out an access to the Museum of Curiosities and Oddities. I have managed to secure you a key. However, I've not able to secure you an invitation. If you do decide to examine the estate, perhaps be very quiet about it, and maybe at night. And he stands up. Now, find what happened to the missing circle. Find what happened to their
Megan.
leader.
I interrupted.
Yes.
That could be our name.
It's
Megan.
Mechanica, Elizabeth, Giggy, Nero, and oh no, I spelled that wrong. Alexandra, and then Nero.
I have to say,
like it.
I have to say, Alexandra, you have been putting your mind to this for some
I'm
time.
sorry,
It is
the name
quite
of your
a-
circle is...
Megan, or Mean G.
I like Megan.
I like Megan.
We'll call you the Circle Megan, or the Megan
Megan
Circle.
Circle.
Megan Circle.
It
Yes.
is quite
That's
well.
all of our names.
Or some of our circles take on the term society. We can call you the Megan Society as well.
I like it.
Well,
Good choice, darling.
Anyways, I do interrupt.
find the missing circle. Discover the relic that they were working on. Make sure it's kept safe, or at least if it's determined to be illicit, have it contained and brought back to us. Try to gather as much information as you can on whatever Lillian was working on. Is it related to the smugglers or related to this Caligo Antoine fella?
Has there been any sightings of her staff at her estate?
No, there have not.
So who would be questioning
Yes,
us?
Nero.
I wanted to see if I could, if you knew somebody that I could get in contact with to find out what's going on at the Curiosity Museum, what the big unveiling's going to be.
Don't you have a natural aptitude for that?
I do. I know a guy.
Do you know his name?
Well, you're supposed to give it to me.
Make one up.
Make a name up.
Yeah, make one up.
Uh,
Come on, the best smuggler name in the world, Stratton.
Bob.
Come on.
Dresden.
Call him Stratton, just for nomenclature purposes. If you can track down Mr. Stratton in the sewers, I imagine he could give you the information that you need. Smuggling in and out of Newfaire, while is explicitly illegal, if you have enough money, anything is possible. And nefarious relics, or relics that have been touched by incursion or even used by magicians, tend to bring the most amount of money.
My coffers are at your disposal.
Yes, please do not use your monthly budget money for forced conversations. Whatever you use for those purposes, I'd rather they be left off the books. And remember, quiet. Not in public, if you can avoid it.
Drag
Where?
them down to the basement.
Whatever to protect the secrecy of our organization, yes.
On that
From what I remember, there is a beautiful wine cellar at her estate.
Good. Well, I leave the planning to you. Just let me know as soon as you can as to any information that I might need to know quickly.
our membership cards, where do we redeem them for any funds that we might need for our mission?
Any location that accepts money, which would be all the stores and shops.
She doesn't shop much. I do.
No,
Really?
I'm just used to coinage.
Coinage. What the fuck is a coin? Paper is so much more sanitary and ease of use.
Yes, but you can't hurt someone with paper.
Oh, you'd be surprised. I bet Alexandra over here is hurt
So
by
basically,
paper
we have
every
credit
day.
cards.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he
I mean, you
wanted
could beat someone with
information.
a
Can I
book.
tell him about the information
That's
I
pretty
learned
much
from the
paper.
knowledge and like, do a
If you choose
comparison?
to, sure.
I wanted to tell him about that and then the comparison to the necklace that we found.
Interesting. We have been starting our studies on the necklace. It does exhibit properties of magic. However, we think when the maid stole the necklace, somehow it created an incursion. And that is what the creature was that was possessing her body. It was not necessarily linked directly to the necklace, almost as if the magic of the necklace drew it towards it. It made its way into her and was trying to retrieve the necklace for its own purpose and use. Unfortunately, that created a
Corruption.
yes.
Is there creatures of this nature tend to do something like that?
From time to time, there are reports of those creatures that make it through the flare and create incursions. Are very powerful entities indeed, seeking objects to use back wherever they come from.
Now, in regards to, in my research on Lillian,
Yes.
I came across a report about this Antoine Caligo. Can we find the person who wrote that report?
Is the report? Oh, you're talking about one of the library reports. Give me a sway, because this is sensitive.
How old was
You
the
were
report?
using so much sway. You should have been the face. You don't.
4.
Or
You don't have any sway. It would have been at disadvantage.
Mhm. Oh,
yeah, that's right. Remember, if you have an empty circle,
yeah.
You have to roll
it's 2d6, and then you take the less of the 2. My bad. I forgot to remind everybody.
Ugh, that is
3 and a 1.
1. I would expect that you understand that reports are classified and their authors are not shared. Please do not ask me again. Well, good day.
I do recall
He gets up and starts heading out.
that
The
Antoine-
byproduct of a 1.
I scared him away.
I was whatever.
You hear him walk up the steps. Eventually, you hear the silent of the
Yeah,
front
he was
door.
the author. No. He's too
Probably was
offended.
him.
He's too offended.
What would you guys like to do? You have your assignment.
So I'm going to say I'm going to walk him up. So I'm going to go grab some.
Okie doke.
Well, I think our first agenda would be to go to put,
If I recall, he said Antoine Caligo was actually connected to the museum.
yes, but I'm already very familiar with the Percival estate, and I've had many occasions where I've had a chance to wander through many of the rooms.
So perhaps you can
We're
give us.
also told to go there at night.
But this is because we have
That
no.
was a suggestion.
This is
With a
because we don't
key,
have.
We don't have an invitation.
Yes, perhaps you can acquire an invitation, so we do not have to.
But
sneak.
there's no one there. We don't
Yes,
really
but
need
there's
an
people
invitation.
outside that will see us entering, so we need to do this surreptitious.
From what,
Nighttime!
actually, from what I recall, there is a secret garden in the back, which will allow us access.
Well, perhaps we could create a invitation.
We could just say we're coming to call.
It is also options.
Mhm.
I think straightforward is the best way, and if it does not come up roses, then we
My
do our
dear,
sneaks.
she is part of our circle.
Of course.
What it is not untoward for us to go and seek a friend.
But from what this report said, that it was unknown that she was part of our circle.
No, I meant as far as our social circle, darling.
Being what they are.
Uppity fuckers. Alexander's like, uppity fucks. I'll show you a circle with a smashed spider.
Well, considering you would be a help.
Help you find the fucking door. You dick.
I feel like you're narrating her inner monologue.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And for some reason, it's very masculine.
You dick! Fucking pricks!
Well, I think it'd also be helpful if we search out Stratton and
Indeed.
try and find out what's going on. You know, what the upcoming theme of the Museum of Curiosities is going
Well,
to be.
Why don't we do that first? And then we come up with a plan of attack on how to search the home. The issue, though, is that if we go in the home at night, any illumination is going to be seen in an empty house.
Granted, it's a 4-story, 10,000 square foot house, but sure.
Just stay away from
Also,
front
take
doors.
this
For
this
windows.
Stratton that you are acquainted with.
I'm sure they have such a thing as a shuttered lantern.
There's also,
If it has
drapes on the
truly
windows.
been closed up. But,
Nero, this Stratton you are acquainted with, is there a more sanitary place that we can meet up with him, or do we have to delve into unsavory parts of the city in order to communicate?
Let's delve into the unsavory parts.
Goodness me.
They did say it was in the sewers, so I don't know if that was
That was more of a reference of-
literal sewer, or if that was just
That was a clever way of describing someone who just exists in the muck.
Is there perhaps
so
a
he's
bar?
basically a gutter snake.
Yeah, I mean, as far as you know, he normally hangs out in the Hollow Harbor.
So I believe we should probably take our carriage, but a hired cab, so that people cannot discern our property.
Make sure it is a well-known cabbie so that we are not getting the wool pulled over our eyes, as you may say.
Okay.
Why would
So-
a cabbie pull the wool over your eyes?
To kidnap us for our many wealthy riches, of course.
As long as they don't get paid, they don't give a fuck who you are.
Which is why we are going to go with a reputable source instead of some.
I think you're putting way too much thought.
Yeah,
You're hiring a
indeed.
cab.
Especially if we are going into an unsavory part of town. That would stick out like a sore thumb.
I'm not saying it's a rich. I'm just saying a
I'm pretty sure that's what you
reputable
were
company
saying.
who cabbies.
Those would never go into that part of town.
If someone asked them to, they would.
It would have to be worth their while, dear, because they take their life in their hands.
As we do everything. They can do a little bit for the cause, whether they know it or not.
Then
Doing your
you
best
can do
Ashley
the
Johnson.
compensation.
I can't wait to beat these fuckers up. Ugly bitches.
Gigi, you have returned. We are planning on a sewer subscription. Well, as it may be.
Bring your bathing suit.
So, Nero, are you going to go seek out Stratton?
Yes.
Give me a survey. Are you using the house car or are you going to use a cab service?
I think I would take the house car.
Okay. That will take you down the Hollow Harbor, and you begin kind of cruising around hoping to find Stratton. So go ahead and give me a survey.
Survey?
Are we all taking it?
No, he's just going by himself. I thought you guys were going somewhere else.
We were going the same place. I thought we were going to take a cab service, though.
Right, he decided to take the car.
We'll meet
I got
him.
tired
at
of
the
waiting.
Okay, so Alexander and Nero take the car to go down the Hollow Harbor.
We're
Just
going
let the
to.
rich people go. I'm gonna go with them.
Say,
Okay.
enjoy your cab.
Survey.
Then I believe that we should head over to the estate.
Two?
later.
Wow.
Of course.
We did not.
Yeah,
put in
you spend the better time of almost an hour going to the warehouse haunts, the different alleyways, the known smuggler dens that people would collect around. And unfortunately, you're not having any luck finding Stratton at this point. You've even picked up a couple curious people wondering what you're doing down here. But you can see them on your peripheral, just kind of keeping an eye on you.
We went to the estate.
We went to
instead.
the estate.
Estate? Okay. And you're using a cabbie?
Yes.
$2. Swipe the card.
Is it $2 for both of us? Or?
Yes, for each. You're being taken to the estate. It is still daytime out at this point. The three of you are in the house car down in the Hollow Harbor. So far, it seems to be struggling finding. Now, technically, you can also look for him if you choose to through the description
You
that
said search? Or
survey. Correct. Yeah, I mean, looking around once again, now at least half a dozen individuals dressed in heavy work gear, like they're dock workers,
We should probably leave.
are taking an interest in you. Giggity takes a hit from American Hailer. This is stressful.
She needed a shot of adrenaline.
We're attracting too much attention.
Yeah. Would you like to try and hide or something?
In the car?
I mean, they're not coming towards you or anything. You just, at least a half a dozen really rough and tumble dock workers that are just kind of keeping an eye on you. There's just, your activities become suspicious.
We should probably go to a different area.
Okay. So,
There is another possible location that you could try. It'll take a little while to get there. Another place that he's known to hang out is the South Soffit, which is considered kind of the slums of Newfaire.
How
Yeah.
fancy is our car?
I mean, it's middle class, designed to be fit into a middle class neighborhood, so it's nice but not fancy.
Should it stick out in the slums?
maybe a little bit. So maybe we get out and secure the hubcaps before we drive in there.
I'll just stay in the car. Just
So
be like,
tropey.
Just don't
So
drive.
you guys head into the
suspiciously.
South Soffit at this point.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
arrive at 22 Matherson, which is the location of the estate.
Is there anybody
What
out
was the
front?
person's name?
Lady Percival.
Lady Percival.
You're now in front of the huge wrought iron like fencing that encompasses the 25-acre estate. One of-
Does the key go to the fence?
the gate looks currently unlocked and partially open.
Is there
Dun, dun,
anybody
dun.
at it?
And you're there without your muscle.
Give me
Split party. Terrible, terrible idea.
You guys left without us.
You guys didn't come.
You guys left without us.
You left without us.
fair.
Yeah, I mean, of course. It's like, well, I guess
Split party.
This be a survey. Give me a survey.
so.
For both of us or just her?
She requested to see if anyone was around.
Oh my gosh, that's 2 6s.
2 6s.
Nice.
Looking around, you see 2 individuals up the block.
Mhm.
As you begin to look around, they turn away from you as if they were watching you momentarily. They are dressed in all black suits. They seem to be in a conversation with each other. They're a good 2 city blocks up from where you are. And there's a moment as you looked in that direction, they looked away. Almost as if you caught them eyeing you.
I think that we should walk away, pretend that we are not actually going here, go some walking a bit, and then we take a round into the back. I think they are being watched.
Good idea.
Go ahead.
We are
and-
we're going for a friendly
But-
stroll.
But what? We need to leave a calling card to make it appear that you've just come to call.
Give me a sway with advantage because technically you guys are working together. So, well, you can each give me a single sway because you're kind of creating the deception, or one of you can make a deception or a sway with advantage because you're helping each other.
What's with this getting advantage give me?
Roll 2d6, take the higher of the two. If you
I
don't
get
have
2d6 anyways.
no, if you don't, okay, so you have 2 points in your pool,
Yes.
then you can actually roll 4d6 and take the higher of the two.
I have the disadvantage in sway.
so let her do the thing.
Well, I got a 6, a 5, and a 5 and a 1.
So a 6 and a 5. So 6 basically is what you got. there's a moment that it feels like they follow you for a bit, but you're clever enough to pick up on a alleyway, and it runs in between a garden space and up towards a garden shed. You use that opportunity to kind of dash down it, and then you find a pass through around the shed that takes you to the back acreage of the garden. But you kind of linger at the shed for a moment and watch as the two walk by. They've picked up their pace, like maybe they think they've lost you. And before long, you no longer hear their footsteps. And the two of you are now on the backside of the acreage. No one seems to be around. And you're on the main grounds at this point.
I think we need to go into the home
I
as
also
quickly
think
as possible.
as quickly as possible and as carefully as possible. That gate was open and there may be things inside. And we are just two ladies. While we are tough, I would rather avoid the conflict if we can help so.
Remember, I do have a secret weapon, darling.
You have your secret weapon and I have my wits.
So as you guys go ahead and give me survey. See if you can notice anything about the rear side of the estate.
That is another 6 and a 5.
6 and 5.
A 1.
A 1. Looking at the back side of the estate, the 4-story structure, there is kind of like a simple 15-foot rising staircase, stone staircase that leads up to 2 rear red doors. This kind of reminds you of like the servants' entrance or the workers' entrance. It's kind of designed the same way. One of the doors is slightly open.
The cellar. The cellar is around the corner down. Let's try the cellar first. Because I believe this is a skeleton key. It should give us access.
We should be as quietly as possible. There is definitely someone else here.
Try to be quiet. I'll need sneaks.
Sneakies? Not sneaky at all. Oops. That's a 2.
Sneak.
Okay.
I don't have sneak.
It's hide.
Oh, sorry, hide.
I do have advantage in hide.
Okay, yeah, I need hide. Sorry, I was reading the descriptor.
So if there's only one circle around it, how
You
many?
have 1. You have 1 die.
Okay.
But yours is
1.
1.
that's
Another
super
dice.
failure. Me too. You won.
As you guys push through the door and start walking into the hallway, you can hear muffled voices that sound like they're upstairs. You kind of continue walking, and sure enough, there is a stairwell next to the kitchen's quarters that'll take you down towards the cellar. Unfortunately, as the two of you are trying your best to like be stealthy, you inadvertently don't see that the first top 2 stairs have been like purposely torn apart for repair. The two of you stumble and fall a full flight of stairs, tumbling down the stairs, and then crashing at the bottom cellar entrance. I need you both to take a body, please.
Oh, I was gonna say it's like I thought it'd be funny to say it's like because they're not used to trying to be stealthy, or flamboyant.
It's all
Yeah, one of the
petticoats.
a 1 and a 2 is pretty catastrophic, though.
The petticoats got in the way.
They're too much.
Petticoats? I don't believe you wear petticoats. You wear
I am a lady, thank you very much.
very broad coats of prettiness.
As I'm laying there broken in pain, I'm going to try and get my senses about me and feel out the surroundings. Perhaps there's someone around. Perhaps there is nobody. Perhaps there's somebody
Give me
coming.
a survey as you look around quickly.
Not a sense. Either way.
A sense, no, because that's a specific reveal channel or a tune. Much more. It's more than a focus. It's more than a survey. It's very specific.
That's 2 twos. I'm 2
Two
in pain.
twos? I mean, other than the cellar door, there's nothing else here that's very revealing or noticeable. It's just a flighted set of stairs that are under repair. You guys just missed, unfortunately, that the first 2 top stairs were being refurbished, and now you're down the cellar door.
Lady
You
Lord, I do
and
believe that I
Giggity
am
and
quite
Alexandria finally make
Was
it.
Giggity with us?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
didn't She didn't want to come
I'm
with the.
so
I was gonna ask,
sneaky.
was there a somewhere nearby the slums that we could park the car? and
There
walk in?
is a dive bar where you do know the bartender.
Let's
He
face it, when I
has
was there,
always
you just
told
catch
you
me
that ever
laughing.
since you helped him with a particular group of people that have since been disappeared, that you consider it a bit of a safe location for yourself, and you're able to either find a moment to grab drinks there or leave a vehicle there as part of your kind of seedy underworld work that you do, which is mostly around information. It's called the Step Stool is the name of the bar.
Okay.
So you're able to park the car there knowing that it probably won't be messed with.
Much.
We're
We're at the step stool.
leaving
They
the
say it's a
car
company
at the
car.
step
It should
stool.
have been the other way around.
Kind of a dive bar that I have a connection with. So I feel like, and it's nearby the slums, so we can.
And I would say,
walk
since
there.
you're not with the riches, you look more working class, so you kind of blend in naturally for the most part. Once again, knowing the description of Stratton, the three of you are more than free to make surveys. See if you can look around this particular area of the slum that you're investigating and see if you can notice anything.
I got a 4 and a 5.
Nice.
So 5.
Well, you want me to survey it?
It's up to you. You're
No.
free to. I'm not saying you have to. Just saying you're free to.
It'd be awful.
Yeah, if I do it, so I'll be taking the lower.
Well, I got a 5.
Okay.
5? Okay.
I described Stratton to her.
Yeah. There's a moment where you're near a kind of rundown mercantile store. Out in front, smoking a cigar, wearing tweed jacket, cotton shirt, tweed pants, boots kind of up to the mid calf, and they're tucked into them. You see the familiar face of Stratton. And unfortunately, he sees the three of you, takes a pause, recognizes you, and just kind of gives you that quizzical look.
Need a light.
Like,
So-
yeah, I could use a light. Thank you. You're a big fella. What you doing down here, Nero?
I was wondering if you knew what the upcoming show at the Curiosities was going to be. At the
Museum.
Yeah.
That hoity toity place.
Yeah, I figure you might have heard something.
Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. Your hands look empty, mate.
It's a problem with credit. See, coins are cooler.
I give
You
him,
keep a stash of bucks in your pocket in case
Okay.
of situations like this.
and I also give him a small bag of coinage.
Okay.
And then you wonder why I bit the credit card.
Nobody knows what coins are.
Right.
What you pay?
She gave you a small pouch
Right.
of
You know
papers.
me. I'm not one to
Papers,
give away
yes.
information for free. I like you know. Like I'll make a living. Word gets out that I let people like you off. Not so good for business.
All right, so pull out a couple of fibers.
Oh, this must be really important to you then. Well, give me how much do you have in sway?
2.
You already have 2 in sway?
He's face,
No,
man.
no, I mean I have 2 plus it's a gilded.
Go ahead and add a 4th or add a 3rd.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
So roll 3.
One of them's gilded.
And
One of
gilded.
them's gilded, yeah.
So don't forget, yeah, there's more.
Which one is that?
Hon, you got,
Slay.
No,
you
you
got
need
your
more.
gilded?
You need one more because you're bribing them.
Yeah, so you need a fourth.
No,
one.
the
Oh.
gilded
The gilded counts
replaces
as-
one.
The
one.
gilded counts. As
Oh, that's right. The gilded discount is 1. That's right. That's why you're rolling 3.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be 2.
Right.
Gotcha. Go for it.
Damn. My gilded is 3, but I have
6.
2 6s.
2 6 is extreme success. Don't get a drive back, however.
No.
Oh, mate. Takes the 2 fibers, folds them up. Yeah. I know all about what's going up there. Me and my people, well, we were in charge of making sure that crate got there with no, how shall we say, extra eyes or licensing or permits acquired. This Antoine Caligo, He seemed very assertive about no one knows that the crate's being brought in. And this old bag was there, mate. So I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago. She seemed very insistent that we bring it in as soon as possible. All the law, I took it off a ship that it came in on. They pulled a fella that was responsible for watching that thing. He was gibbering like a mad hatter. Completely fucking bonkers when they pulled him off the boat. Don't know what happened. Don't fucking want to know what happened. My people took the crate over to the Curiosities, made sure that they were, it was taken by someone that went by the name of Thaddeus, took it. Worked with a lady that went by the name of Percival.
Is Percival the old bag?
No.
Somebody else.
Lilith, Lillian. It's all with an L, mate. Don't really remember.
Lillian?
Yeah. You're a big fella, you know.
Can I interpret, because it says interpret body language, spot lies.
You can do a read. Go for it.
Body language, I want to do the
Yeah.
same thing.
You go for it.
So I was kind of asking what way, because it's like, you guys didn't take anything for yourselves, did you?
Well, are you trying to interpret his body language first before you say that? Or are you saying that to him?
I want to interpret the body language when saying, basically, because it's like,
That's what we'll read. What'd you get there, Alexandria? 1. 5. There's a moment that Stratton notices Alexandria kind of eyeing him, and he like reaches into his pocket, and now he's got a knife in his hand. Why are you looking at me like I did you wrong, mate?
Hey,
Who the fuck is this, by the way?
yeah,
What are you coming down here with these people?
Put the knife away.
Give me a sweat.
I'm not a bad person. I had a light for you.
I got
Oh my gosh.
a 6.
Nice.
Not on the. I keep my commit. My
Yeah,
building's
right.
not coming up.
I know the feeling.
Kind of eyes Alexandria for a minute, and then when you say that, he goes, "That's true, you did. Sorry, I'm just not used to being eyeballed by strangers."
It's just my face that does that.
I kind of wish I knew there was a role for that.
I think that's a slang.
I think I'm just gonna let that go because that's fucking cool.
At that moment,
it oddly calms him down. He's like, oh, "That's fucking funny. You're right, but that's right."
I'd like to think that at that moment,
Why
I
are you
just get a
taking
little
an
bit
interest in
wider.
that? Haberdashery and hoity-toityness, mate. That's not really your specialty.
Actually, we were kind of looking into what happened to Percival.
Lady Percival.
Yeah.
From up in the big estate
Yeah.
district there. She gone
Yeah.
missing?
I hear that the place is all boarded up. You haven't heard anything about that?
All boarded up and abandoned, then you say?
Might be good pickings.
Yeah. Very good. Thanks for that tip, mate. Here's another one for you. If you do head up over to the Curiosities, there's a fella up there that I deal with. He goes by the name of Thomas Williams. He's a janitor there. He's my,
Another Thomas?
how do you say,
Connection.
my key into their back door. Late at night when no one's around. Their security there is shit. Complete shite. Well, thanks for the $5 and the information, mate. See you later.
Yeah.
2 of you are down at the cellar door, covering from your bumps and bruises. You can still hear what sounds like people packing things up, is what it sounds like. They're not being quiet at all. It sounds like a lot of heavy stuff being moved. And then you hear a hammer and nail, like a crate being sealed up. It sounds like movers are here, is what it sounds like.
Any chances that the family of Percival is here to acquire her?
She had no family.
No, not even distant relatives who will acquire her estate on her
But
in
then they would
design.
have to realize that something had happened to her.
The legals, perhaps they have gotten in touch. She has gone missing. Perhaps there is a caretaker for her estate. Will, in the event that she goes missing for X months on time. But I know I'm just fishing for answers that are unlikely. It is also possible there is someone up there that is specifically looking for something that she had and is purposely putting her things away in order to find it more easily.
I am under the
Are you
assumption
watching
that
us?
someone is trying to acquire
listening to?
her belongings.
I wasn't listening to anything.
Oh, okay. 'Cause you had your
Especially
earpiece out,
since
so I
there
wasn't
has
sure.
been someone
Earlier I was
actually
listening to
watching her estate.
Well, be as it may, I think
Check our
I have
audio
laid
phone.
here long enough. I think I should get up now.
Yes. I think we need to.
I like to have this hoity-toity conversation while we're still prone.
Just stand up, darling.
Oh, everything hurts.
We need
For some reason, there's a smile on my face. I'm like, I think my master got hurt.
Wow. What happened to being my loyal assistant?
I feel like
from what I recall,
You working okay? Good. Better. Must be better than
We
last
can-
week with
we
just
can
one microphone.
withdraw
Learn that
from
lesson.
here through the back cellar door.
There's a back door.
There was a back cellar door.
That is oddly convenient. This is good.
You're down below in a cellar door right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, because you guys fell down the staircase, so you're standing in front of a door.
Yeah.
Right
There's
now,
also, is there one that leads into the house itself?
that would be the one where they load, when they buy merchandise, buy
Mm-hmm.
foodstuffs, gets loaded through there.
We
There
came
would
in-
be an above ground cellar door somewhere.
Yeah. Because that would be where they had brought back the wines and things that I saw when I visited the estate.
The question is, would they really know they're kind of the rich people?
We're dressed to be so. There's no denying it.
I come from an
My
illustrious
nose
family.
is in the air.
I just like that she rolled so badly she didn't even see the two crumpled heaps on the floor.
Yeah. The two crumble steps that have like rope around it and like stacks of repair work and like everything you need to know.
I rolled
to
a
be
2, thank
careful.
you. I rolled a 2. I was not a 1.
That was the one.
Yeah, yours was a. Yeah.
But that's what I said. So rich, they just don't know.
I like
I never looked down.
So what are you guys doing?
We're going to go up the next
Brush myself off.
stairway.
Okay.
Oh, that's. You just look around. Yeah. Is
Yes.
your head on up?
And
Are
then
you
I
still
said,
trying to be
we
quiet?
Well, trying not to be
It's-
loud.
That's fine. Not trying to be quiet or loud, just kind of normal.
Surreptitious.
So you kind of quietly, as best you can, come up the stairs. The noise up in the upper floors are probably masking your noise at this point.
Yeah.
However, coming into the hallway, you can now see into the first drawing room, and everything's been neatly packed up. See crates. You can see furniture that's been covered with cloth. You can see the outline of artwork that was once up on the walls. So the first drawing room that you can see into looks like it's been packed up already. So you get the feeling that maybe they've already done all the work on the first floor. Now they've kind of moved up to the other floors upstairs.
Lady Laura.
So you guys head out towards the back to look for another cellar entrance.
If you come
That's
across
all right.
someone, I have a recommendation.
Yes.
I try to convince them that, or I try to re-inform them that Lady Percival had something that was acquired that I was supposed to examine, and it is most important, and that we get to see it at.
So we
as
need
possible.
to find the artifact room.
Indeed. And as evidence, we have a key that was given us permission, and she has not gotten back to us, but it is most important, and we are running out on our deadline.
Indeed.
That's Chris.
Excellent.
Indeed. Indeed.
So what are you guys looking for?
The artifact room.
An artifact room.
An artifact room.
Within the estate
Within the
or
estate.
First, we're starting in the
Okay.
basement, and then we're heading up.
There was one. She had a number of numerous ones. There was like one in a solarium, one within the library.
if she had a true artifact room, that would be pertinent knowledge. If she kept art, that would be pertinent knowledge that you'd be aware of. Are you looking for an outside cellar entrance still?
We've gone beyond that.
All right. So are you scouring the first floor or the second floor or the third floor? It's a 3-story estate.
I believe it would have been on the second floor.
Okay.
The last soiree.
Yeah, as you guys approach
she
the
had.
stairwell that will take you up there, you can hear people upstairs. And it sounds like they're on both the second and the third floor. Although the noise you hear on the second floor sounds more like rummaging and less like packing.
Hey, buddy.
Do you have the pistol?
No.
We might need it if this goes wrong.
We do.
Yeah, who does have the pistol?
We left it back.
I think this is one of those
Well, I
moments.
have the one from
Yeah, you have the
Thomas.
you have the one that you
So-
took off of Thomas.
So
Yeah.
I will have it. I have a little
Whoever-
bit of control.
Has control.
His cute little face.
Oh my gosh!
I have no control, so I would not take a pistol.
Yeah, I have some control, so I'll have
I have
it.
a small amount of control.
So what are you two doing?
So, if we come across anyone, we have a valid excuse. We have been.
Explain that to me. You explain it to her.
Yes, she actually is the one who came up with it.
Okay. Once again,
I'm just informing you of my.
Are you just kind of nonchalantly walking up to the
Yes.
second floor?
We are.
Okay. Both of you give me surveys. You begin to look for any particular rooms that might have something in it.
That's a 5.
Okay.
5.
Nice. There's a point where you get up to the second floor and you walk down a hallway. As you're walking down the hallway, the room to your left looks to be a study of some sort. There are 3 individuals in that room that seem to be packing it up. Carefully stacking, putting things in crates. I get the feeling that's where part of that noise was coming from from that perspective. You continue on down midway through the hallway. However, you come across a library. And in there, you see somebody dressed in all black. They're wearing a black duster jacket. They've got their hat kind of pulled over their eyes a bit to kind of obscure their face with the collar up. And they're currently at a wooden file cabinet with the top drawers open, and they're fumbling through this wooden file cabinet. They stop.
Good day, sir.
Yes. He stands up to look. And when he stands up to look back at you, chills just go up your back. You realize that one of his eyes is stitched shut with a tattoo of an obsidian eye for its replacement.
It's just a really ugly one.
And you
Can
watch as
I
he
get a
sets
sense
his
about this
hand
guy?
inside of his duster jacket and begins to stare at the two of you.
Can I get a sense on this guy?
I can try.
It's a 6.
He's dangerous.
Yeah, well,
It feels very dangerous.
like bleeds dangerous
Mm,
because that's what the sense is. It's
yeah,
the
you don't get
attuned
the
channel.
feeling that he's connected to a possible source of magic.
Oh, one of those was supposed to be gilded.
Use the 6 as guilty if you want. I'm fine with that. You can get a drive back. He just looks like someone who was given a very specific job, and you've interrupted him. I think you two should be here. You should turn around. You hear a clicking noise underneath his jacket, and walk the fuck away.
I do believe that this is the personal residence.
I'm
of-
aware of whose residence this is, or else I wouldn't be here.
Then you know that going through her things while she is not present is quite a violation.
Takes a step towards you.
I've got the gun ready behind, like I've got it kind of behind me because I saw this guy.
We have come on an assignment ourselves, good sir.
We have
I wouldn't know
to
anything
find.
about that.
I have been employed in order to help in research for something that artifact of the lady had wanted me to examine. I am here on her business.
You watch as he jams a piece of paper into his back pocket, runs, and jumps through the window. And you hear the window just shatter outwards. You hear,
Think he's dead.
No.
I hope that hurt.
Should we proceed?
So
He
far,
looked like he
the
had
second
something
floor windows.
that was of your.
Oi! Who's up there? Who's in there?
There is a man who is rifling through her things. We are here on business for the lady, and he is escaping with important information.
Give me a
Help us-
sway.
Help us pursue him. That is 2 6s.
Two
Nice.
sixes?
That is 2 6s.
You watch as 5 movers come into the room with you. Oi! Didn't know any of you were supposed to be. Somebody was, and then they look at the broken window, and then they run over to the broken window. Hey, you!
Help
Get
us,
back here!
help us pursue him. He has something important.
He's
for the
running. What does he have?
He
Yeah,
stole something from the desk.
Alex, go! And you watch as one of the movers, yeah, boss, goes running down the hallway. You can hear him down below. The other movers just kind of stare out the window, and unfortunately, Alex is unable to keep up with it.
Does anybody have a gun? Should I shoot him?
You don't even see him anymore.
Unfortunately.
He'd be too far away.
They're like Inspector Clouseau.
Sorry, I wasn't aware inspectors were coming today.
We are with the museum and the personal friend of the lady.
Possible.
We were
Nice.
supposed to come here for some time, but she has not gotten back to us. But it's most important, we are reaching a deadline on research for some artifacts that she had hoped us for. Had hoped us for us to. The accent's getting away from me.
Where?
No, I'm trying to find.
To help us to.
Where perhaps are you moving her belongings to? I was unaware that she had closed her estate for the season.
Close these. My understanding is the family is wintering up north.
It's a little early in the season for that.
I don't care. I get paid to do what I'm told. We do this every year for them. If they're gone early, they're gone early. We just pack it up. We don't give a fuck.
This is a bureaucracy. No one informs us of there was important things that we were supposed to have.
Give me another sway. This guy is like not convinced.
That's a 3.
A 3? I think you two should just leave. You don't look like inspectors. In fact, I don't know who you are. Just John, Smitty, get them the fuck out of here. I'm not getting in trouble for none of these people.
I think we
And
need to make our retreat, darling, and we shall inquire as to the family another time.
Just know this is very important information
Move
that we
along.
are getting.
Move along, please. And they kind of escort you out to the front door. And however, you can take a survey while you're being escorted out. See if you pick up on anything else.
But
Take
it's
your
a
grandma
6.
didn't want anything to do with them tonight.
Grandma is
6.
out at birthday dinner with Larry and MJ.
Oh, that's right. It's birthday night tonight. Yeah, it's
Did
fun-
she
fun.
find her flowers?
I don't know. I wasn't out there.
What'd you guys get?
A 6.
6.
Wow, nice. On the way out, the second floor drawing room that still has yet to be packed up, there looked like a bunch of display cases with objects in them. One display case was empty. And you remember that display case, when you were there for one of the parties, had a coin in it. And it was described within the party as a very expensive and rare coin that can be attributed to the Caligo estate. So you guys are escorted out. You guys got your information from Stratton. Where are you off to next?
I think we
We're
need
gonna
to go
try and
back
find
home.
the dingbats.
Yeah, let's go try and find the dingbats.
Okay. They did tell you they were planning on going over the estate. So I'll say timing wise, it works out. As you notice that there's 4 gruff looking guys kind of just guiding them out through the front of the estate. And they kind of slam the wrought iron gates as they're kind of ushered out onto the sidewalk. And they just start laughing with each other and just start going back up. The 2 of you notice the house car pull up. And in it is Giggity, Nero, and Alexandria.
It's about time.
Yeah,
I hope you got some important information.
What I'm not sure what you saw, my dear, because I don't know if you've been to the estate before, but in one of the display cases, there was a coin at some point in that display case that I do remember had
You guys are in
actually
the car by now, right?
Yeah, you guys are
Yeah.
in the car. You guys are driving at
everyone's-
this point. Yeah.
had belonged
Who's
to
the driver? on the
Calingo
car?
driving.
estate.
All right, give me a control, just so I can.
Oh, it's a 6, and
Okay.
that's my Gilbert dice.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
Ooh,
you're
nice.
driving very well, avoiding traffic, making sure you're not being followed, and you find the quickest route on the way to the museum. I'm assuming is the next
Yes.
stop. Okay.
She was here.
Yes, the coin itself had an assumption of magical properties to it. And I do recall that it did belong to the Calingo estate. So, there are certain contingencies within that. We were told to keep a wide berth of it, as it had a tendency to make a lot of people feel very ill within its presence.
So my question is, why did you have it still here and not put into?
It was not within the
Vault.
It was not in the display case any longer.
Of course, it is not any longer. So
No.
do you think she actually put it in the vault?
I do not believe so.
Remember,
But
she would have
went-
had this experience before you became the circle.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But we doesn't
You
mean
don't
we-
know anything about a vault, the light keeper. You don't know
No, I
any of that.
didn't.
Me, my family.
You think you do
Yes.
because you're paranoid and you're,
That's just-
conspiracy theorist.
my
and you nut
family.
job.
My family is super highly involved
Sure.
in this stuff.
But Miss Percival liked to display her artifacts for people like myself in a way to kind of one
Nero,
up.
as they're talking
my-
and you're driving, glance in your mirror, there's someone following you. It's a black 4-door.
Trying to lose them.
There was a number of gentlemen dressed in black,
I'm gonna
and there was a gentleman
let's see, we're
that
gonna
was not quite such a gentleman that jumped through a window.
I'm gonna
Yes.
let somebody know that we're being followed.
Okay.
And to hang on.
You feel the car start speeding up.
Please don't crash.
There's roads
Please
and
don't
alleyways
crash. Please
all
don't
around you.
crash.
You're at least a good 10 minutes from the area that the museum is in.
I'm gonna try and
I might just not trust it.
go
Try and
down
lose
the
them.
alleyways
Okay.
and see if I can move.
Give me control.
I'm gonna go ahead and use the drive.
Okay.
Drive to drive. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, the moment that you put your foot on the throttle, you watch as a garbage truck comes out of an alleyway and slams into the car. The car flips in the air. All of you just feel as it smashes to the ground. Everybody take a body, please.
That's two for us.
See, this is why while they were doing it, I clicked my seatbelt.
At least I get to take my drive. I get it back.
No, it's only if you get a. It's,
No, because
oh yeah,
I
it's the
took
highest
one.
die is a 1. Yeah,
No, you
that's
can
true.
take it even if they were the same. So it's I use
Well,
my drive die. It doesn't matter. You could roll 4 and a 3 and take the lower one if it's your gilded.
Right, so you can get the drive back. Yeah. I see you. I just see Dada over there. So with that, all of your ears are ringing. You can hear people running up to the car. You can hear voices. Quick, get him out! The car's on fire. You hear a door get wrenched open, and one by one, you're kind of all dragged out of the car and over by the curb. You can hear a siren as one of the ambulances and a fire truck, they kind of 1920s version of them,
next time.
roll in. The 5 of you are sitting on a curb, bruised, battered, cut. Car is totaled.
My hair.
There's the black car.
Give me a survey as you look around for it.
Four.
Ground. Don't see any sign of it. In fact, the only thing you see is a police car.
Of course, it's a success.
Pull up. It's a mixed success. Look around. You don't see it, which is true. You don't see the car. You watch as a police car pulls up, and the officer gets out. You five okay? Mind telling me what happened?
Yeah, I tell them that we were just driving along and the trash truck came barreling out and just ran us over. Convinced?
No reason to. You're not really lying. All right. Well,
Everybody would have seen.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's it.
we'll take a report and we'll get this towed for you. But sorry, mate. Got to keep your eyes open. You know what I mean? And just kind of takes a report. Eventually, the wrecker shows up and tows and puts
Can
it.
you call us a cab, please?
The cab box is right there, man. Well, better luck next time. Good day. And he kind of just, and the crowd begins to disperse as you guys are just kind of standing there. Eventually, you call cabby. Is that you? Where am I taking you?
I tell you what, this is not my day.
We did call a cab.
Huh?
I'm like, one didn't just show up.
Where am I taking you? Oh, you all look kind of rough. Everything okay?
No.
We have an important place.
44 Greenboro. Right? We want to go home.
I
I'm
thought
gonna
we were
go
going to the
home.
museum.
Go home or you want to go to the
We need to go get
Museum.
cleaned up.
Museum.
But we need
Museum?
we do need cleaned up.
We need to
Museum,
How bloody are we?
bathhouse. I mean, you look like you could just wash your faces and maybe, you know, I don't really, I mean, you know, I don't really hang out with people to know any difference or better, but just
Do I
saying.
look pretty?
I could,
Oh, you always look pretty.
I
to
could
me.
truly use a hot bath.
Snaps my nose back in place.
I'm
Do you know each other?
I worry that the longer we
You
wait
know
on
each
this, the more
No.
the man
Should I?
paper. There's something
She
there,
always looks pretty.
and he might get a
She
hold of
looks
it.
like the kind that needs to be told that. What do you think?
It's not designed to open for another
Just say.
3 days.
Of
You're
course,
not
and
wrong.
whatever
Yeah, you go
way
for
to
it.
get it to them when it's out.
But there's also
Six.
a lot.
6? I mean, he's
Could
kind
be
of acting
going
like
on
someone
right now.
who takes very good attention of those that have money and probably uses that information for purposes.
Okay. Not like he knows her. or
Doesn't seem like he knows her. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody who would probably very easily sell information about where we
Oh my
want
God,
to
you're
go.
so freaking paranoid.
Well, they're rich. That's all rich people care about is money.
Take us to the
And
bathhouse.
losing it.
Take us to the bathhouse, please.
Bath.
I don't
red
know if
district.
There's a bath
No,
house.
the
No.
I don't
Yeah,
want
you wanna go to
not
the
the red
whorehouse?
district. I don't want
no,
the
not
whorehouse.
that bathhouse.
No,
That's
no,
exactly
no.
what she just asked him.
I don't want to go to a whorehouse. If we're going to
You
take
don't really
a shower,
seem like the kind that go to the Reds. So
we should go home and then go to the museum. Or we just go to the museum, use their bathroom, and wash our faces.
I definitely
I need
I
to
like the
change
fact-
my
Do they have any
attire.
Oh my God.
Remember, the museum's not open.
I know.
We'll break in and use their bathroom.
You guys have an inn, don't you?
Well, we
Thomas
can't
the janitor?
figure out when Thomas is
Should we just roll by fate 1 through 1, 2, and 3 and go to the museum 4, 5, 6 home?
Yes.
I'm
that
taking my
works.
handkerchief out.
We'll spit on that for you.
It's 4 museum.
Do I? Yeah.
Righto. Museum of Oddities and Curiosities over in the shell. Okay. No worries. Get you there. $4, please. Oh, God. Look at that. Kind of like drives.
Is that $4 a piece? or
Charge
just-
for 5
No,
for
just,
just bleed her all the bleed.
Go. Y'all newcomers, you live here.
Oh, I
A
am.
little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And for the next 10 minutes, it's just him kind of like passively digging, trying to get information from the 5 of you. But
It's
you
not
kind of
really
pick up
giving
on it.
any
Yeah.
Information.
Yeah.
How long have you been a cabbie?
Oh, all my life. Yeah. Since I was born for this job, I was.
What's the most interesting person to you?
Oh,
Captain?
it happened today, actually, about 10 minutes ago. Oh, here you are. Museum's right there on the right.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Guys open up the doors, step out.
He's the guy that got cabbed for the person who took the note.
What time is it?
It's now early evening. The gas lights are all starting to come on across all the different neighborhoods. The sun's hanging just at the edge of the horizon.
Oh, before I go, Mr. Cabby,
Oh, he's gone.
Ah,
a staff entrance on the museum.
You can give me a survey as you begin to examine the museum.
Hero was gonna bribe him and everything.
Do any of you guys see a entrance around here for the staff?
But I
Probably
know it
belongs
better
in
than
the back alley area.
You can give me a survey.
Oh,
looking
no. Oh, shit,
Okay.
survey.
I will survey. I'm surveying.
You're all snake eyes.
2 5s.
2 5s. Okay.
I rolled 2 1s.
Yeah.
Magic.
I did the roll the lower of the 2, but
It's gonna hurt. You notice a side pathway that takes you along the side of the museum, and you pick up on a loading dock that they probably use to bring stuff in. Get the feeling that might be the obvious place to go.
I walk into a
You
hole.
you glance up at one of the nearby
Oh,
windows of the
someone's
museum.
gonna poop on me.
And as you look at the museum window, there's somebody staring at you. You watch as their hand makes a strange gesture. And then the curtain quickly closes. You suddenly begin to feel very nauseous, kind of like disassociated. You are confused, and the others begin to notice your behavior is kind of strange. I need you to take a bleed, please.
She's been enchanted.
But Elizabeth points out the loading dock on the side of the museum.
He's our rogue.
With that smile, he should be your faceman. So what are you guys doing?
Do you mention the guy who saw us?
Yes.
We're looking
I'm gonna
for-
say there's a guy up there that made my head hurt.
Oh dear.
No, you can't have my fancy meth wrap.
Do we have the diode
the
detectors?
bleed
The,
detector.
The
Yeah.
lead detector?
We have
Yeah.
a bleed detector.
should we try and use that?
I think so. Because there was obviously some enchantment that just
detector.
happened.
As you turn it
Uses
on,
per day.
and you begin to use it for the 5 minutes that it'll use before it uses a secondary charge, there is a metal dial at the top that clicks back and forth. As you point it towards the museum, and suddenly it's like clicking really hard to the right. You point it away, point it towards the museum.
Okay.
I think we found the
So-
bleed.
Looks like we got kind of an inconclusive reading, being that the museum is probably full of objects that could.
I think we should check at the loading dock first. We have to be careful if there's someone who is causing headaches. That is not a good sign.
Yeah,
Did
and
we,
my body hurts.
Pointed up at the window too, as she saw.
It's a little bit too of a big target to do that. Like, you just get the general feeling that there's something odd about the building. So what are you guys doing?
Should we head over to the back door,
Indeed.
or the side
Ja,
door?
that's just what we should do.
I'll follow.
Okay, you guys head over to the loading ramp. The roll-up doors are currently secured. There's a metal door to the right, and there's a kind of person wearing a jumper, like an all-navy cotton jumper. He's smoking a cigarette and just kind of leaning up against the wall, just kind of minding his own business.
Does he have a name tag that says Tom?
Don't see one.
Mr. Face, you need to do the talking
You are
here.
you are.
I don't have the
connection here.
information.
Oi, that you, Thomas?
Yeah, who's asking?
I'm just a friend of Stratton's.
Give me sway.
A 4.
Old Stratty sent you my way, huh?
Yep.
Well, if you want in this place, it's gonna cost you $20.
Alright. I think a few from all of us, we can get that covered just fine.
A little bit of intimate. Is there anyone inside that you're aware of?
I don't fucking know. There's people want in. They give me money. I let them in. I don't give a fuck about places like this.
Have you recently let anyone in?
Give me a swag.
You really should have been a face or
Yeah.
something with sway. You
I
you
really
loved
should have been.
doing those
It's the
too
rogue
much.
in her.
One.
One. Tell you what, $20 each to
That's-
get in.
Ah,
I don't like her. Something off about her.
I've got this.
she's a little weird.
She's,
That's fine.
she's got one of those faces.
Ah, suddenly you're not so weird anymore.
Hey,
Thank you.
I'll give it to him.
I've got
So-
the cash, good
No,
sir.
well, as I give it to him, I'm gonna do a sleight of hand to draw back 40 of it.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand.
So we're all minusing 20 or
She's minusing
No,
100.
I did the.
A 6
On
on
the
the
guild.
gilded.
nice.
Hey, thanks for that money, mate. As you realize that you maintained 40 of it. Actually, with a 6, you kept 60 of it. You kept half.
Okay.
But anyways, have at it. You got 10 minutes.
I think we need to get upstairs.
Let's go try and find that room. where that
Well, we're trying to
person
figure
is.
out what the theme of the opening. When's the show going to be?
As far as you know, it's now Wednesday. It's supposed to open in 3 days.
Okay. 3 days.
There's a good chance the one we are after is upstairs already looking into what we are trying to gain.
Do we want to split up? How big is this? Like,
I don't want to split up again.
stories?
It's
No,
pretty
like
good
3D.
size. So as you guys come in through the loading dock, you're immediately in the staging area, like all the inventory and stuff that's getting prepared to be brought out. So there's dozens and dozens of boxes and crates of all variety of sizes there.
My head still hurts.
And there's access doors that will take you to like the heart of the museum. The museum is kind of typically designed. You can even see like a handout map that's like sitting on a crate. Maybe one of the movers or one of the people handling the crates was probably fidgeting with it. It's not a multiple story structure. The main museum is a series of tiered verandas on the interior with exposed stairwells to all the different showcases and showpieces. So the bulk of the museum is just wide open to all the different places that you can see things. You're back in the current storage and inventory section. There are some employee-only signs over doors that you see, or staff-only signs. Feels like a pretty typical museum, just large.
What we would
Alright.
be in search of would not be open to the general public.
I think this is a good opportunity to use our bleed detector because what we're looking for is likely going to be leaking magic.
Indeed.
There may be a
Especially
lot
trying
of
to get
things
people into
leaking.
gibbering fools.
And we only have a few more minutes to use it, so let's accomplish
Let's
this.
set
I'd like
4
5 minutes per charge with 4 charges.
4 uses per day.
Yeah.
So we get
Used
3
one.
more.
Got 3 more left.
3 more left.
I'd like to sneak through the door and kind of like sneak around the perimeter of the museum, looking
Okay.
for whatever it was that she saw.
Go ahead and give me a start with a survey.
We'll start with the survey.
Yeah.
It is terrible at survey.
You should have someone.
A 1.
Why don't you ask someone who knows what they're doing?
Because I was sneaking off by myself.
Well, you could have asked someone who knows what they're doing.
Give me a hide.
What the?
We are a team. We should know each other's strengths.
2.
At this point, you're watching as Nero pulls out, activates the charge of the bleed detector, and is now heading
Oh,
out.
no, I didn't have the bleed detector.
Oh, you don't have that
No,
at
I
all?
was looking for the guy that
That attacked her.
Okay, so you head out, start looking the interior of the main
Yeah.
body of the
Yeah,
museum.
that's what I'm looking.
While Nero's doing that, what's everyone else doing?
I'm currently out with a bleed detector.
Okay.
Should I try to
So-
sense to like attune to it?
Because if we do, I don't think there's an attune.
No, I mean the bleed detector would help you focus
Okay.
based on what you're trying to find, which is something that's a meeting, like a connection with magic. The question is, where are you using it? Are you using it in the storage facility or out in the main?
It couldn't hurt
Area
to
of the
start
museum.
with in the
We're
storage
in the
area.
storage facility right now.
You're in the storage back, but he's gone out to see if he could find the person that you saw.
I'm searching the storage.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt to start in the storage,
Give
see
me
if there's
focus.
anything there with the bleed.
Focus or survey?
Focus.
Focus.
Survey is search.
Survey is search.
Using
Giving you
bleed.
focus because you're inspecting the device
Five and
that's
a
guiding
6.
you through. Okay. 6.
I have a 6.
Nice. The two of you kind of find yourself working in tandem for a moment. You pick up on the fact that it starts tacking to the right in a steady pace, but you pick up on the fact that as she's watching it, she's wandering towards a door that says staff only.
Shit.
Okay.
And I'm
So the
gonna,
two of you are standing in front of this door. It says staff only, and the two of you can hear chanting coming through the door.
That's of course.
I'm gonna go back and tell them I heard chanting behind the staff only door.
Where'd Nero go? We're going to need
If
him for
you
this.
try to use read, can you try to understand the language or hear what's behind the door?
Read would be
Body language.
interpret,
Wise,
body language,
Body
spotlight,
language.
gather motive.
It's kind of like an insight check.
Give me another focus. See if you can analyze what you're hearing. If you can interpret and analyze and see if it's.
And I'm going to.
Four?
Uh,
It feels like a language that's very kind of like musical in nature, but you don't recognize any aspects of it.
I was gonna say it's like would it like. So it sounds like musical, but would it sound like threatening or anything or not?
Hard to tell.
Yeah.
I go back and get, or I go out and get Nero.
Okay. As you come out to find Nero, unfortunately for you, as you're scouring and looking, and you weren't quite paying attention, you inadvertently catch your foot on something that someone has strung across the hallway, and a nearby blade that's on display gets thrown in your direction. It clatters to the ground, slicing you across the forearm, making a racket. Take one body.
Ah, you're tied with us now. The three of us. Aren't we so wonderful?
I got 2 bodies as well.
Oh, look at this all.
The car wreck with
Oh, yeah.
that double ones was pretty bad. I wasn't expecting that.
I was kind of hoping not to be in a vehicle when this happened. Or at least I was the driver. So I
But
could
you
blame
watch
myself.
as Alexandria comes over to gather you up, telling you that they discovered something sketchy about a staff-only door back in the stockroom.
Oh, look, a sword.
But no
Oh,
sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Can I
sign
pick
of
up
the
the sword?
person. Yeah, if you want, pick it up.
Doesn't look magical.
Hard to tell.
Did it feel like magic when it cut you?
Let me hold it.
You want to hold it?
Yeah, I want to. So I'm holding it. By the.
I mean, you give me a focus as you stare at it.
I was going to try and sense. See if I can.
You can give me sense as well.
With it.
Yeah, give me sense.
I guess there isn't a
Oh.
2.
2. It just looks like a metal replica sword. No sense of magic, no sense of anything.
But it's sharp. Let's take it with us.
If you
Would
choose
that
to,
be
sure.
strike or would that have to be control?
That would be strike. It would be
Ha!
considered for strike.
I'm going to take the sword.
Okay, grab it, kind of tuck it into your belt.
I need to get myself a finesse weapon.
So what do you guys do?
We're going back to that staff only room.
Okay, so
Okay.
well, it's a
going
door that says staff only, and it's back in the stockroom at this point, where all the inventory of the warehouse.
And
the-
definitely waiting for them to
museums.
come back because we're not
I'm
going
going
to
to
split the party
use
more than
my
that.
focus
Okay.
to inspect the door
Okay,
to
go
see
for
if I
it.
can find
Yeah.
any more traps.
But we don't know about the other one though.
Or you could try to see if you can understand the language.
I'm going to use a drive.
I would like to try. While she's doing that, I would like to try and see if I can understand. Because
Absolutely. Yeah.
Iggy definitely told me because she's an awesome assistant who doesn't hate me at all.
No, the battered bruises Absolutely, yeah.
3? Okay. What'd you get?
Is it for sense or focus or survey or
Analyze.
Analyze.
Which should be focus,
focus.
I believe.
Okay. Oh, that's a gilded one. So. It's a 5 on my gilded.
A 5 on your gilded. It is definitely a language. It's a chant. Sounds like a ceremony. And it sounds like only one voice, maybe 2 voices. So either there's something else playing in the background, or it's hard to tell for sure.
Okay.
Eventually you watch as the other 2, both Nero and Alexandria, return. She's got a sword tucked into her belt.
have a
He's got a
sword.
nice gash across his arm.
I didn't do it.
You have a sword. Do you want to open the door?
They
I
are
want a
speaking
sword
and
open
a
the door.
No, I may have. Do you want to open
You,
the door?
you go in the door
You
first.
don't want me to use the sword to open the door because that wasn't clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hide.
We are talking about 2 or 3 things. Nero, I believe you also have a gun.
I poked the door.
I will actually use my punch
Why
my
are
strike.
you gonna punch the door?
because
Just
I have a
use the
mechanical
doorknob.
I have a mechanical arm.
Yeah, no, it's...
Why don't
You
you
watch
just...
as Alexandria just kind of, it's unlocked. She just reaches over and...
Everybody, it
Are you
doesn't
trying to
matter
be
what
quiet about it?
tabletop
Yes.
play
Okay, give me
you
a
are
high.
playing. It is doors. Doors is the greatest enemy in any tabletop.
I'm gonna try and, never mind.
Doors deserve to be
Unless
punched.
you want to give me one of your drive.
Give her drive.
Wait, I'll use
Well, it's just, yeah.
5? Door opens, and you're relatively quiet about it. There's a moment the door kind of squeaks near the end as it opens, and you kind of stop. Chanting is now much louder. There's a steel or an iron stairwell that kind of just goes straight down into the, like, what feels like a, what do you call it? A utility room, you know, like a boiler room. And
looking back at these guys. I'm like,
I did not say that was a good idea. As much as
If
I
you were
love
going at
Lorelai,
the top
she's
of
a
the
little
stairs, you could hear the
weird.
chanting down below, and every now and then you could see a faint glow of white light that pulses and then recedes and then pulses.
Is the meter
Is
like
the
going
meter going
nuts?
crazy?
Can I get it?
There's a few minutes left on the charge. It is.
I really want to turn that off so they don't hear it.
Weapons at the ready, ladies. Gentlemen.
Tally ho!
I think that the
down first.
museum
Okay.
Holds up a
You
metal
start going down
box.
first. Are you guys all trying to be quiet?
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody give me. We'll call this a group hide check. So everyone give me a hide, and then we'll take the average and see how it goes.
Use another gun.
Oh, then
Okay.
that's a natural one.
No, look,
Nice.
there's a 5. That's a 5.
I have a disadvantage in hide.
I have advantage in hide, and it's still a 3.
Okay.
4.
4,
3.
Sneaky,
Three.
I am not.
So if it has a
1.
colored or does
A
it
circle.
make
Gilded.
or just gilded? Oh, okay, it's a gilded.
I have a 3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay.
3.
As you guys begin to make your way down the stairs,
Not
the
well.
iron stairs are not very forgiving. Your footsteps are quite loud. And as you start going down into the maintenance and the utility room, the chanting suddenly stops.
We stopped this win.
And as it stops, there is like this glow of energy that pulses out quickly just before the detector dies from its last bit of its charge that it's on. Spikes and stays there, and then as you come down and step into the utility room, you can see a black marble box on a pedestal in the middle of the utility room. You can see this individual frozen next to it with something in their hand. It looks like they have a coin in their hand, and they have this look of terror on their face. And then it's just nothing else here. Just this lady with a coin in her hand, frozen like she's rigid, like she can't do anything.
Not like she's made of stone.
No, just like she's
like
paralyzed.
the person who was right next to her just disappeared.
And she's got a coin in her hand, and she's got this look of terror
Do
on
we
her
recognize
face
her?
as she's staring at the black obsidian box.
Or should I say, does she recognize her?
You would recognize her as Lady Percival.
Yeah.
The leader of the missing circle.
What have you done, woman?
No response. Just frozen.
I
She
walk
looks like
over
she's
and
terrified.
slap her
Don't
across
touch her! Don't touch her!
You smack her. The moment you come in contact with her face,
Should not have
give
touched
Did you
her.
me-
use your mechanical hand?
I did.
Yeah, give me a
It's
sentence.
so gentle.
Because it's so gentle. She can open doors with it.
That's pretty good. If there was inspiration, I'd give you a shit ton right now.
5.
5. As you smack her, everything around you falls away, and there's a vision that bubbles up around you. And in this vision, there is Lady Percival and then another unknown person in robes. And you recognize the robes of the magician. She seems to be taking instructions from him. He then places the obsidian box on the pedestal. She seems to be doing a chant of control of some sort that she's doing over and over and over again. Then it's as if she starts to reach to put the coin somehow into the box, although it's not immediately revealed to you. And then all the energy falls away around you. You get the feeling that it wasn't necessarily the bleed that was exposed here, but your arrival interrupted her ceremony, is what you pick up on.
Oh, great. We fucked it up.
But we might have prevented something worse.
We don't know if she was up and up and up. There is.
There was 2
We
voices.
don't know if she
now
was
there
up
was
in the up
only
and the up.
one.
She was in the up and up.
She was
Anyone
in the
want to
up
grab
and the
this
up.
coin in her hand?
This is.
No,
is
don't-
this
don't-
not a phrase among you?
Lady,
Um,
lady,
Did she freeze with her hand on her face?
No.
I
She
wanted
just smack. So when you watched her hit her, for you it felt like a 2-minute time dilation of exposing the vision.
okay, that was
But for you guys it was a millisecond, just her, and then no response from the
I wanted
paralysis.
to take my jacket off and drape it over the stone. See if I can break the contact.
The stone
Obelisk
box
box.
that's on there.
Yeah, the obsidian.
You put it on it. Nothing happens.
Is the box open or is it closed?
No, it's closed. There is a place on the box. It looks like it's designed for a coin to fit in the front of it.
Yeah. Anyone got gloves? Want
I
to grab
don't-
this coin?
I don't think we should be
Okay.
trying.
Coin is
I'm
still
gonna
in
take
her hand.
the coat and I'm gonna wrap it around the box and I'm gonna lift the box. I'm not touching the box. I'm gonna
Okay.
the coat between, and I'm gonna try and put the box and slot over the coin in her fingers.
Oh, I don't think we should be trying to do that.
No,
This feels like a finesse. Give me control if you want to do that.
I have no control.
I'm gonna put my hand on you before you go.
I'm like trying to
don't-
awkwardly.
I don't.
We're all going to assist her.
No, I
The only way
don't.
you can do that is if you give her a drive.
I'll
I'm like,
give her
wait,
a
If you have an available drive
Wait,
in
no.
Nerve.
Yeah.
You don't.
I do,
You don't.
actually.
Okay? So
I'm
that,
going to give you.
We don't want to
I'm,
do that.
We don't wanna do that.
Want to do that?
that gives you advantage if you do
Okay.
that.
I'm going to
Do
do
you
that.
wanna do that?
points of nerve?
I'm
I really-
looking at the group.
No,
do
I
we
don't-
not
I don't
want
think
to?
we should do that.
No, he said nerve.
I don't think the
Was the
coin
box
should go in
bad?
there. I think we should take the coin.
Yeah, she doesn't have any drives in
Okay.
nerve.
So you'd be at disadvantage because you don't have any.
Well, I'll give
Hold
her
on.
one.
You don't have any control.
I have nerve.
So they stopped me.
Okay, I'm
I'm
cool
like-
with that.
Do we not want to put the coin in the box?
I don't think
Uh,
we should put the coin in the box. I think it's going to end very badly if we put the coin in the box.
Thank you, Gidget.
Where did the boy go?
My mom.
Oh, she came back?
Yeah.
Oh.
Her car's
Best
here.
dinner.
Oh, okay.
So the funny thing about these objects, they have a tendency to damage their minds and your spirit, and messing with them is not always a good thing.
The way Brockheimer's been describing things,
Mhm.
things and people can be exposed to incursions.
Mhm.
Sometimes it produces good outcomes and sometimes it produces bad outcomes. Bleed is a description of exposure to magic. Bleed can be bad. In some cases, it can be enlightening while being bad. There's
Now,
objects that have been exposed to the flare and incursions are of interest to the organization because they want to keep it safe.
Before we try,
They put the necklace yesterday or a couple days ago into a box.
and
like,
yeah,
What if we
Like,
just take the box
is
and the
this
coin
the
and let
same
them
type of
test it
box?
out?
Is this the same type of box?
so suing
What do you
this.
mean?
They put the necklace into a box.
No, it doesn't look like it at all.
no,
Look
this
at
one
it.
is like a
This
receptacle
one feels like an
for the
artifact.
coin.
This one feels it's made out of like an obsidian marble. It's the size of a kind of like a jewelry box, and on the front of it, there's a placement for the coin to be able to place face first or face out. depending on
But
that.
if we
It's
could just take the,
fine,
we
it's
could take the.
probably not supposed to, and I'll put it back on the pedestal.
I'm just saying, it's a very good.
If we take the coin in the box, they can experiment, and then we don't die.
There's a good chance that the coin acts as a key for this box, and we might release something that we are unable to control.
So I write on the pedestal Pandora's box.
Box.
Possibly. We do not know yet. First, I want to try and examine the coin in the box individually, if I can read anything on them beyond what I have seen.
Are you doing sense or focus on the box?
I think it's going to be a sense because
Give me a sense. Yeah.
I'm going to use a drive.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to. I want to pick up more on it than I'm initially
That's kinda-
seeing.
yeah, I
Let's see
kinda-
if you can reveal anything
Yeah,
about
I
the
wanted
box.
to do the same thing. I wanted to see if I could.
No, you don't.
Oh, it's a 6 on my drive, so I get it back.
Okay.
Or on my
on your guild.
guild. Yeah.
As you get closer to the box, being further away from it, it's almost like the box is reticent of your presence, and you watch as like pictograph symbols begin to form on the box as you get close to it. You watch as they all seem to run towards the coin face opening. The pictograph forms almost into the visage of like a person, but it's ghostly in appearance. And you feel like the hairs on the back of your neck just kind of flare up as you're standing near the box. And you step away and it fades. You step towards it, it comes back. This box almost feels like a urn.
For a dead person.
Okay.
And who's the face
I
on
was
the
kind of
coin?
wanted to do something similar, but I wanted to see if I could.
Who's the face on the coin?
It's a male face that you can see. Who did the research? You did the research, correct?
Uh-huh.
On Lillian?
On Lillian.
You would recognize it as a familiar looking face to a elderly gentleman that went by the name of Gabriel Caligo, the patriarch of the Caligo family.
How long ago did he die?
A couple hundred years ago.
She's been in league with them with his family for quite some time. So this family has been looking to connect these two objects for a very long time.
Is she still
For bad
frozen
results or
holding
for
that
good results?
coin?
She's still frozen holding the coin. Paralyzed would be the best way to describe what she looks
I've
like.
always known Lady Percival to be of excellent character.
We're like, is she wearing a robe?
But it
still, or
sounds
is
to me
like-
that she kept dangerous
She
objects
is
that should have
wearing-
walked away in her estates as well.
Very similar clothing to the individual that they saw back at the estate. Black duster, black clothing
Is
underneath.
this Lady Percival?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any? Because I want to analyze. Like, is there anything odd on her, like on the robe or
You can give me
focus?
a focus, inspector. See if you see anything of import.
I was just trying to sense like a relationship between the coin and the box.
Cool.
Which she just confirmed.
Now,
Yeah.
with your research,
6.
A 6?
Yeah.
You notice
Yes.
that she's gripping the coin hard enough, her hand is bleeding.
with your research, was that Caligo dude bad or good?
Most of your research was on Lillian. There was no,
Yeah.
it was
All
only
I know is that
associated
he was a
connection. Yeah.
relic hunter.
He was a relic hunter.
Would any of the research that I did give an indication, like saying, like, this is not something you would want to touch, like the fact that it's an artifact, kind of like the necklace?
Well, remember what I said in her.
I mean,
No, I'm just saying it was like, remember at her party that I attended, we were told to not go near it because it had adverse effects if you went near it.
But yet she didn't listen to her own advice.
I mean, you definitely pick up on the fact that interrupting the ceremony probably caused something to go awry.
which we can see if we can assist
She's
them.
also the leader of a circle,
Mm-hmm.
and her lightkeeper is now dead.
I'm not saying that is nefarious.
Go ahead.
Try to do a sense with her, something to we try to attune with her.
Want to try? Give me a sense. Yeah.
See if she's a good person. Read her aura, please.
Let's interpret body language on.
Can I wear her like a bracelet? Attuned to her.
That's like, is there a way to like figure out how to
That was the wrong time to drink.
I mean, if you're trying to sense some kind of like energy or something coming from her, give me a sense. Yeah. 6. She's dying. Feeling she's dying.
The coin is draining her.
See if we can get the coin from her. Somebody, not your hands. Put it on the box.
Sword! Cut her hand off!
No! She'll bleed to death.
You just wanted to be mechanical like me.
There is a boiler that's currently keeping the museum warm.
Throw the
Very hot iron around that
We
boiler.
could cauterize her arm.
I mean, you're thinking about some of your. I mean, you've seen people get bit by snakes, and you take a finger and you cauterize it. It's not all that to you. It's not all that unusual.
You wanted to cut her whole hand. You might as well just cut a few fingers. Oh no! Wait! Let me get the thing first.
Get something to catch the coin.
This is a finesse weapon, so I'm going to go
Oh
with.
shit! I thought I had to.
So it's just her.
It's
I'm
not.
okay with strike. You can go with strike
Before,
because it's in between the two.
while she's doing that, you said there was
Grab
more
the
than
poker.
one voice,
Can you grab the poker? The
and
solder
there's
thing?
only her that's frozen.
Correct.
No poker
Okay.
over
Because
there.
the other one
You're saying
disappeared.
that we could
Okay.
put our arm up against the outside
Okay,
of the boiler.
so I have 2,
Oh, it's
and
poker.
There's
hot
not,
iron
there's not a
poker.
poker.
so
Not that you can
that's-
see it now.
Oh, I thought you said there was a
2.
hot iron poker.
I said
No,
there.
he
I said
said
the
there's a boiler.
skin of the boiler is hot.
It's hot.
It's iron.
So we can cauterize.
If you have
wherever
2,
we
one
cut.
of them's
What'd
gilded.
you get?
I haven't rolled it yet, and I'm gonna use a drive.
So your gilded replaces one die.
Which one's
Drive
gilded?
is another die, and then
Ah, I see.
how many total dice do you
3
get?
dice. 2 strike. And I'm
So you
using
have
drive.
1 gilded, 1 regular, and 1 drive. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm cutting her arm off. I mean, her hand
Fingers.
off.
Fingers.
Oh,
She's
Get your
holding it
fingers-
like that. She's like holding it like this. If you, so it's gonna be tough, but
You're
you
gonna
can
have
either
to
go for her hand,
cut
fingers,
cut
but
her off at the wrist.
the roll will tell us how well you do.
Yeah. Try for the
I
fingers.
think it's gonna be better for the wrist.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, what's the if she has this or if she has this? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
You might be able to pick her nose.
yeah.
she won't be able to pick her nose.
It's the difference between going like this when you're driving
This
and going
is
like this
going
when
to
you're
be
driving.
easier to chop off, and this is going to be easier to go through in this position. You know. Anyways, anyone
Only-
who's dissected chickens would know that. Oh,
Ooh.
2 6s and a 5.
2 6s. Not only do you
But the 5 is my
cleanly
gilded. Does that mean that I get a drive back or no? It's only
no,
a 6.
unless you take it.
No, I want to
Okay.
take the 6s.
Okay, so you do not get your drive back,
That's fine. I'd
but
rather-
it's a double success. Not only do you cleanly take the hand off and it clatters to the ground, still gripping the coin,
Yeah.
you immediately watch as the hand shrivels to just like skin and bone. And it turns to ash, and then the coin just drops to the ground.
Monkey's paw.
Who wants to cauterize the wound?
I
What
will-
would that use?
I wouldn't use anything because of your success.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of
Do we
taking
have-
her over to the hot iron and
Is she still paralyzed?
And carry her. Oh,
yeah.
Is she still
The
paralyzed?
moment that her hand severed, she lets out this blood-curdling scream.
Mhm.
She looks panicked. Everything she says is gibberish, like she's gone mad.
so basically, I'm gonna grab her around the waist and guide her over.
She passes out.
I
And
think
she,
we
and
might
she-
want
just from the pain of getting her hand cut off and the searing cauterization of the wound, you could smell that smell of cooked meat and skin, burnt hair, and you just watch as the wound closes and she just passes out from the pain.
So as
Catches
much as
her.
I would love to use this on
Yeah, I'll
ourselves,
catch her.
I think maybe
Throw
we
over
should
your
use
shoulder.
at least like
Like
bleed
sack
Okay.
medical on her.
So does that count as a body mark or a scar?
For her? Oh, that was a
We
scar
gotta
for
help
her.
people.
No.
We gotta help people.
No, if
There is-
NPCs die, NPCs die.
No, it is part of our mission to protect
No.
people.
If NPCs,
But we
she's a
don't know
gibbering
if she's
idiot
good
that
or
has
bad
only
yet.
one hand
So
in
why
it.
would we
They don't
waste
wanna
that
get
on
If
something
she
we
is-
don't know about yet?
We've
Yeah.
already,
This is why I love this game because it really pulls a lot of morality into it, man. I love
yeah,
it.
we've already taken care of the wound.
Oh,
Coin
but
is on the
it's not that,
ground.
it's
The
for her
obsidian
mind, it's
box
not
is
more
on a
about-
pedestal in the middle of the.
We might get more
Wrapped in a
information.
Yeah, like wrapped in a duster jacket.
Oh no,
What
no!
do you
So
guys
we have
do?
one
You
like
have an unconscious
if it's bleed, there's
leader
one
of a
else.
missing circle over Giggity's
Shoulder.
shoulder.
For the medical kit.
We need to
No,
call.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
I
what I'm
take out some
saying.
tweezers.
If bleed is what's affecting her, making her
You grab the
mad.
coins.
in a
Put it in a small leather bag.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be affecting anything. You put it in the bag.
Okay, but if it's
So
magic,
Ed,
that's
can we
causing
use
it, like
any
a
phone
curse.
to call the 999 number?
no, it has to be our
Or it
phone.
has to
It
be our
has to be the one with the residence.
I think we should go back to her house. She's kind of heavy.
Right, and we take the box, take the coin.
We don't want to pick it up with our hands.
It's wrapped in a
No,
duster,
it's wrapped.
Okay.
And the coin is in a bag.
and the coin is in a leather pouch.
Also, there is definitely somebody else here. Are we going to try and figure that out, or
No, they disappeared.
did they?
Yes.
One more thing. Should we check her office for any
I've got her
information
body.
on
I'm
this
going up
before
the
it
stairs.
went
Yeah,
over
head
the
up towards the dock bay. Okay.
Well, the gentleman only did.
Are
give
you
us
grabbing the
10
box,
minutes.
Nero?
How much time
Yeah.
has gone by?
Yeah.
Still wrapped in my
How much what?
How much time has gone by since
We
we
were
got
only
here?
given 10 minutes to.
I thought it was
explore.
15.
That was 10. I would say you're at that 10-minute border right now.
We need
It's
to.
about to be 10 minutes.
We need to leave.
Basically,
We're
I'm
probably
gonna
gonna have to pay him to take the
wrap
body
the box
with
in
us.
The
my
jacket.
jacket, make
Okay.
my satchel so I can just carry it next to me.
As you guys gather all this up and you begin to head out, you find the door to the
Warehouse.
loading docks open. No sign of the janitor. You make your way out. There is a nearby car, or you could try to hail a cabbie.
Cabby.
Keep in mind you have an unconscious
Car.
person with you.
Car.
Cabby.
Car.
Drunk person.
But see, it would be theft if it's a car because it's not our car.
Just say, or you could wander the streets with an unconscious person on Giggity's shoulder.
Drunk.
We're not in a
Giggity.
drunk
Wait.
district.
Hey, Giggity, how much room is underneath that robe
Cloak.
of yours?
Depends on what side is the hump on. Is it to the? Do you see it to the left or the right?
We can get
The
Bernie's,
left,
guys.
the right.
It's fine.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Right.
We'll make it an even hump. We'll just put it on the other
Yeah.
side.
Put some sunglasses on her. She's just sleeping. Come on. She drank too much.
I mean, you guys can, so
I wanna
to
hop-
get her back to the residence,
Yeah,
you could either try to hotwire a car,
That's what I want to do.
right,
Yes.
which will
I don't
require some
trust your
effort,
driving.
or you can hail a cabbie and hope that you can get away with a deception. I mean, I leave it up to you, your
Who heads
choice.
this way?
Right now, you've made it this
I
far.
have
You have the
some
box,
stuff.
you have the coin, and you have the
He has
missing
told
meter.
us where.
Yeah, let's just hotwire the car.
Let's hardwire the car.
Let's crash the
We'll
car. I
return
don't want to take a car that he
So we
drove.
don't have
No.
him drive this time.
Yes.
I can probably.
Lady Marmalade can drive.
Lady Marmalade.
Where does this man come from?
You just get, you lean into this character.
What the hell are you speaking?
I don't know. It's the fancy mask. I just can't.
What's your best action available to you?
Action is nerve. Okay.
No, nerve is your drive.
So what's that?
Action are the 3 associations to your nerve.
Move, strike,
to-
control, sway,
right.
read,
You mean
hide.
So okay.
What's your best action?
cunning?
Cunning? No, that's your drive.
Hold on, you need to fill these
You
in,
have
like,
3
things.
actions in cunning.
No, I don't need to do that. That's only so that you could see it.
But you have you're not even looking at them. It's like you're
You said, well, that's what I'm saying. You said action.
Action.
So I'm trying to figure out where the
Right.
action is.
Yeah, the action are the 3 things under each of the drives.
That's the thing
Okay.
that you have
So which action is best for you?
Which action? Probably like hide or sway. Hide or cunning.
Yeah.
Sugar.
But I mean, if you want
You
me
can give
to
me hide
Making me more
as a
tired.
method of trying to hotwire the car.
I'm type 2.
Okay.
Because you're
Slide-
being
slide it
deceptive. Yeah, you're being
Melissa,
sleight of
wanna
hand.
share a cookie with me?
All right.
I don't
I'll
want
go
a
ahead and
cookie.
throw an extra
Sure.
drive.
Okay.
I got a 5 with my gilded.
Okay. You manage to hotwire the car. Unfortunately, as it comes and rumbles to life, the steam-powered needle that tells you how much is available, it'll get you halfway to your residence.
That'll work.
I'm fine.
All
Gets
right,
us out of here.
let's go.
All right. So with that, you all pile into the stolen vehicle, trundle away.
Yeah,
Eventually,
I kind of want to just do
you
straight
make
up.
it back to the residence. Go inside.
999.
Oh, hello. Expecting a conversation so soon with you. What can I do for you?
We found the lady and the
Oh.
coin
Oh, one moment.
and a
please.
box.
Oh, please.
But we stole some cars.
Just patience. Give me a moment.
And we crushed ours.
Oh, fuck. You just hear him say, oh, fuck, as he sets the phone down. And you hear talking in the background and back and forth. And then he says something about a car getting wrecked. And somebody starts yelling at him and he comes back. Hey, well, I'm going to have a person follow me over with your new vehicle. And we'll be collecting all the items, including the person.
Yeah, Lady P's not doing so well.
Yes, we will take care of that. About half hour later.
Hey, can we use the medical one before they take it?
No,
We're
the
not-
medical's for
Well, they
us.
won't take it away. You can
Oh,
use it
okay.
until you're
They
done
said they were
with it.
taking away the items. I thought they were going to take
No.
away our
I
stuff.
told him about the coin in the cup or the coin in the box.
Okay.
Eventually, he shows up with a handful of individuals. They collect the box, the coin, and here's another battery pack for you for the bleed detector. I'll give you 4 additional uses if you attach it appropriately. Excellent job. I shall look forward to your report, and I will get this information to Brockmeyer as soon as I can. Yes.
I was gonna say, while he was starting to come here, can we say that we like settled her down, like how to make sure she was okay? Like,
Oh, she's mad.
That's what I wanted to
She's
use.
insane.
That's why I wanted to use
Her
the
eyes
blade
are
on her.
blown out.
well,
Her hand is cauterized.
was she still passed out over when? Because
By the time you got her back to the residence and you kind of stir her awake, she is just gibberish, insane.
Can I get a sense on whether it's a mind problem or a bleed problem?
We are not using our medical kit on the NPC.
I will.
We are not
Observe.
using our medical
You
kit.
can give me a
That's how-
sense. Yeah, you can give me a sense.
Because I want, if we can get information on her, we're gonna be doing awesome.
I'm
going to
not
use
using
one
the
of my-
medical kit on the NPC.
I'm using a drive.
I love What's an NPC, Callista? A
5.
narrative
Who's
player
Callista?
character? What'd you get, a 5?
Yes.
She eventually comes around, and based on the way she's behaving and her behavior overall before she passes out again, you get the feeling this is somebody who is affected by bleed.
I knew it.
Her mind is gone.
One bleed point is not going to fix this.
Never mind.
She's already got a scar,
Mhm.
and because she's got insane, she probably has 3 mind as well.
Mhm.
Whatever ceremony she was doing when she was interrupted, it feels like that's the cascade. It's what caused her to go insane.
And I wanted to make sure we inform him immediately about the gentleman that we ran into at her estate.
The paper, the people that followed us
Interesting.
in the car,
Yes.
and
I
the
will
police
get this information out to
Yeah, and-
those.
There was someone at the museum who made me sick.
And they were all wearing similar robes to what she's currently wearing.
Do you describe the tattoo over the
Yes.
one guy's eye? Ah, seems like we have a good old-fashioned cult on our hands. You described a member of an organization called the Obsidian Eye. Don't know much about them. We've run into a couple of their cultists in the past, and we've dealt with them appropriately. I will take Lady Percival into possession along with the coin in the box.
He did steal something from her estate as well.
We shall have to look into that. Don't know what it would be. Brockmeyer will be contacting you in the near future. Well done. Well done. And eventually everything's collected. The secondary car, which was a kind of like a van, kind of like a paddy wagon, like an old school 1920s paddy wagon.
I still have the
Hey,
sword.
Yep, you still have the sword. So, what did
is
the
it
circle accomplish in this assignment?
Is it a scimitar?
It's just a standard sword.
You
Like
stole
I
decorative
got us a
sword.
new car.
You stole a sword from
You
the
need a
museum.
car replacement. So let's go
And
down
got a new
the
battery.
let's go down the list. See how we did.
All right.
So we did help her by.
Did you contain or destroy a source of bleed?
Yes,
Yes.
you did.
Did you provide comfort or support for those affected?
Yes,
Yes.
you did.
Yes.
Technically, you did.
Did you bring something of importance back?
Oh,
for Candela
definitely.
to
Yes.
study?
Very important.
So you earn 2 illumination if some, but not all players.
All
fulfilled
players
the
were
illumination
involved.
key.
So yeah.
You earn 4 if every player fulfilled at least 1. So we earn 4. So that takes us past a milestone.
And that would be the milestone that we did last time.
1, 2.
Well, no, the milestone I gave you last time was because your circle was formed.
Okay.
4. So this is a new milestone.
Correct.
When the illumination track, the bolded circles represent milestones which may have mechanical benefits depending on what abilities your circle chooses.
So at this point, I'm going to come up with some new abilities. Oh no, you can pick new circle abilities.
Is that what we do when
Yeah.
we get a circle advancement?
Yep, you do. That's a
Okay.
circle advancement.
So we picked
This
2.
is not a
right?
character
Circle
advancement. This is a circle advancement.
Circle advancement. So
Correct.
not like adding more point things.
Correct.
Okay. It's like, I want all the things. I want to be good at everything.
With my honey voice. I don't know why you just don't use that voice while we play. It'd be so fucking funny.
So circle advancement says,
I take a big shit.
Because I'm
when the
fancy.
illumination track is full, clear the track. Any leftover illumination counts towards your next advancement cycle. Then choose a new circle ability, but that's when the track is full. And all players can choose their character advancement options. The bolded circles represent milestones, which may have mechanical benefits depending on what abilities your circle chooses.
Oh, okay. So circle advancement.
So I don't think I think an advancement is when we fill it.
Correct. Character advancement and circle advancement is when the track is completely full.
Right.
The milestone, the bolded circles represent milestones which may have mechanical benefits depending on what abilities your circle has chosen. Choose 1 at character creation, which you did originally, which is, and then 1 each time your circle
So is that
advances.
one of the. Is that one of these or
It's
is it a
strange.
circle?
I know this is a strange clarification. I'm trying to figure it out because it is a little confusing because well, it says circle advancements.
But circle advancement is when you fill the track.
Right, so circle advances into a milestone.
Mhm.
So I think the circle abilities. Yeah, I think you've done a circle advance, and now you can choose one of the circle abilities
Okay.
for the circle, because technically you advanced by filling out getting to a milestone.
Getting to one of those.
When the
milestones.
illumination track is full,
Clear
then
the track
choose
and
a
any
new.
leftover illumination counts. 'Cause
Oh,
the way
so
I
when
read
it's
it-
full, well,
when
hold
it's
on,
full.
hold on. When it's full, you get a circle ability and character advancement at the same time.
And all players can choose.
Right.
Okay.
The way I'm reading this is choose 1 at character creation and 1 each time your circle advances. So are we saying a full track is advancing? Because if it is, it could be I don't know. This is
Right.
a hard one. I'm
Yeah.
not sure either.
I'm not sure.
This one's hard.
Because
Do
it
it
just says
until
the
next
bolded
time.
circles represent milestones, not circle advances.
Right. Right.
So milestones, which may have mechanical benefits depending on what abilities your circle chooses. I don't know. Is that in here? Like in one of the circle abilities that we choose? Is there something about milestones? I don't think so. Your circle has 3 gilded dice. No.
Oh wait, resource management. When your circle hits a milestone on the illumination track, earn back one state. So yes. So because you didn't take that one, so yes, circle of
that one. We can't take that one until
the track is full. Right.
That's when we pick another circle advancement.
Right, and that one happens to give you resource advantages on
Right.
milestones. So
Right.
yes, you read it more correctly than I did.
Okay.
I was reading it in present
We have
past
to remember
tense.
the next time. We have Forged in Fire. When you help an ally on a roll, if they don't succeed, you both earn back 1 drive point of your choice.
You didn't succeed, so we both earned back a drive point of our choice.
You need to succeed.
Or
So-
did you succeed?
I
I can't remember now.
Wouldn't that be the same for you for the car accident?
No, this was
Nobody helped
when-
him with that.
when she was doing something and needed
Stop.
I
didn't-
Double
Stop me.
ones
Stop
on
me
a
from
car
doing
situation. That was insane, bro.
I think I mentally accidentally did that. I'm like, we're gonna get a car. We're gonna have an
Okay.
accident.
I am
Hey,
going to.
drive
All right, everyone. Chances are we might be doing this again next Monday in case Ivar is still missing, which I'm okay with. I'm having fun with this. I think I'm enjoying writing the assignments and learning this system. So I really do appreciate everyone's patience. But no matter what, and we may be here tomorrow night creating characters for our Tuesday game. Definitely going to be on Sunday for Mad Mage and Fool's Errand. Other than that, everyone be safe, be kind. Don't forget to play a game, and we'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.
I would like to not be as painfully near dead as I am.
I would like.